are you today? Okay, so I had forgotten to link my chat, so I'm putting that up here. So if someone does comment, we should be able to see it. Okay, that's done. Alrighty, so I want to cover a lot of material today, so I'm going to try and stay on track. And the way I've done that is by outlining a little agenda for myself. I have never invited anybody else into my panel for my YouTube live streams before, but today I did happen to invite some friends into my panel for my live stream. I don't know if they'll be able to make it or not, but if they do, then the second portion of this live stream will have a panel. Hi Brandy, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here tonight. So basically what I'm about to do is the agenda for today here. I'm going to give you guys a recap of everything we've covered on Tajuana. Then after that, what we're going to do is go through her ancestry issue, and I'm going to pull up what I have found on her mother's side to be true regarding her lineage. And then after that, we're going to wrap up with doing a reaction to some of her more recent posts. And for that reaction, at that point is when I'll invite people into the panel. I'll take a moment to send out the link after I've done my first portion here. Then I'll send that out to everybody who wants to join, and we'll be doing a reaction to recent videos that she has posted on us. So I'm gonna go ahead, roll my fucking intro, and then we're gonna jump right on in this bitch. And thank you so much for being here today. Hi, my name is Alexis, also known as Lexi or Deaf Child. I was born deaf, hard of hearing. I began doing business as Deaf Child 2013, marketing 2011, sales 2009. I've earned 50 plus certifications in marketing and sales. My Bachelor of Science from Loyola University, New Orleans, with a music industry studies major and a business administration minor. Deafness runs in my family genetically. Speech is not fully accessible to me. Anyway, I'm here to bitch about whatever the fuck is on my mind. So here we go. Oh shit, I think I cut that off too soon. Whatever, you get the fucking point. Anyway, so, oh hi Dee Dee, how you doing? Good to see you. I'm gonna be sending out a link to join the panel in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. So first of all, what we've been covering, I've done 4 parts on this so far. Part 1 was an overview, basically, of her stealing $5,000 from the Gert couple in a nutshell, and she never had to pay that back. Part 2, I covered why I think she is the way she is with her family history, and that's also where I had already gotten some of the sources on the background of her family history. Part 3, I did a reaction to a video she did on a Taino woman named Kari, who is known to have other issues with other natives. I just realized I put woman plural instead of a singular, whatever. I'll fix that later. Okay, but, so Kari, she's been doing some problematic things that needs to be addressed, so that's a different situation, you know, and that will be addressed at another time. I did that reaction to the video Harley did on her without knowing that other context. I still feel proud of that video I did, because even if we don't like Kari, it was still a fucking creepy ass video that Harley did. But however you feel about Kari, you know, it was still a weird ass video that Harley did on her, and I just, you know, the way that it was normalized, yeah. So I'm still good with the video I did, but we'll address some other comments soon. So part 4 is a reaction also to Tajuana's arrest video from police body cam footage as well, and that is part of where today's cover photo came from, right here, where it says, actually, I have plenty of friends that are officers. That's in her arrest video as well, by the way. So, in part 1, what we covered with Perceiving in the Evening, we went over a lot of documentation in here. So the first part, we had basically gone over the Ohio court case versus Tajuana Thornton. In this court case, it really outlines how $5,000 was stolen from the Gert couple. And at the beginning, there was like this big explanation as to why she did not have to pay that back. But in a nutshell, she basically did not have to pay back the money. And notice also, John and Mary Girk took Tajuana into their home to help her. She used this arrangement to gain access to their checkbook. She stole $5,454.01. She did not have to pay this money back because the bank refunded or reimbursed, that's the word, the bank reimbursed the Girk couple for the $5,454.01 that she stole. But because the bank reimbursed her, the court ruled that the remedy was fixed, and so then Tajuana did not have to pay that back, and she basically got away with stealing that, which is just wild to me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, fucking so anyway, fucking after that, let's see. So that was the first court case that we covered here. And in a nutshell, there was, I went over a bunch of documents on that, and I believe the first document that I went over related to this was all about how she stole the $5,454. The second document was why the court upheld that she did not have to pay it back. But she was still found guilty of stealing. She was technically found guilty of telecommunications fraud, wire fraud, and theft, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that's what she was charged with. Then after that, I did cover reason to believe that Tajuana Thornton is the same as Tajuana Thomas, Tajuana Thornton, Tajuana Oldaker. And I covered that using the background search, just in terms of that nature. And then we're going to get to, is that legal, in Two Shakes of a Lamb's Tail as well. After that, I kind of went over some more of those docket entries. So for the police video cam footage that there is on Tajuana, this Unicourt link that I went over the first time was the court entries on that docket for that arrest, but for the video that is out there. And this is the mugshot from that arrest. Where is it? I thought it was right here. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Oh, god damn it. It just went away. Jesus. I don't know what's up with YouTube. Anyway, I could have sworn I had it pulled up. It's just not loading now. Of course. Whatever. Life is hard. Why is this doing this to me? Let me refresh. Maybe I have too many tabs up. There it is. Whatever. Okay. Anyway, so that is from the body cam footage. Alrighty, then we also covered In the Matter of Thornton. In the Matter of Thornton is basically covering the backstory of whenever her mom, Susanne Thornton, lost custody of her daughter, which would be Tajuana. Basically, Tajuana was hospitalized for stabbing herself. Then Tajuana's mother said herself in this document that she was not mentally capable of taking care of her. And so then, I know what I think is interesting. I don't know if you guys decided to delete your messages, which is totally understandable. But it's showing me all of a sudden that the messages are retracted. That's interesting. Is my chat working? Did I put in the right link? Oh well. Anyway, so apologies, I am distracted. Wait, is that the right link? I'm gonna timestamp this out. I have way too many tabs open and it's confusing the fuck out of me. Sorry guys. Okay, so anyway. Oh, Ladybug is here. Ladybug said, what messages? So previously, and now you're saying, can you see my message? Yes, I can see your messages. So previously, it was showing me that Brandy and Daisy Girl had sent me messages, and now it is not show. It's still showing me that there are messages in my live chat or whatever, but it's not showing like on the feed or whatever. Feather in the building. Hey. Hi, Feather Boy. How you doing? Alrighty, so apologies, y'all. I'm gonna try to fucking focus now, get through this bitch. Okay, so basically, Tajuana, she was put into placement with a foster care family in 1999. And they were saying, you know, that she had a significant relationship with her mother, so adoption was not in the best interest of her at this time. So hold on to that statement, hold on to that for later. And so, yes, and so basically, they were also putting in here, her mother had said in here that states that her emotional mental distress prevent her from responding to Tajuana's needs. So, yeah. And they were basically saying also that Tajuana's father physically abused Tajuana, and that Tajuana's father was sexually abusing Tajuana, is what was claimed by the court. Brandy said, really, I didn't. That is interesting. That's crazy. I want to show you guys what I mean real quick because I feel gaslit by my thingy. If I I feel gaslit by YouTube, so I'm like, yeah, we're going here. We're going all the way here. Can y'all see this? So you see right here, it's showing me at the top that Brandy something girl message retracted, Dee Daisy girl message retracted, right? But previously these two messages looked like y'all were saying hey, and then all of a sudden I had shown the message on the screen and then it said message retracted, which I think is interesting. I was like, oh, maybe they deleted their messages. So you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I was like, so that's where a second ago I was like really freaking out about what the fuck was going on with this. That's why. So yeah, so basically hold on to all of this because this is relevant, I promise. So this is basically the meat of what we covered in part 1. We covered the 5,540 shit. We covered the theft and we covered this. So also, I was doing a comparison to Gypsy Rose Blanchard because Tajuana had posted on her Facebook previously about like really loving dogs and shit, but we don't know. She was known to have been in somebody's house and she did not have any dogs. She's also spoken about being a parent, but she's never known to have her kids, you know what I'm saying? Which I find interesting. So yeah, I also had found her Facebook, which also confirmed Tajuana and that she was claiming Wild La Gaga. Yeah, and then Brandy's saying she doesn't see her hey what's up in the comments. That's crazy. That is weird. I wonder if not Facebook, the fuck. I wonder if YouTube is filtering your comments out or some shit. I swear to God, I didn't do that. I don't know what the fuck's happening. Anyway, so here on Facebook, she had previously claimed Wild Oglala, which is claiming Lakota as well. So this is just evidence also that she is claiming an indigenous identity. And then next up in the Tajuana's Dark Past Revealed, we did another reading on this case right here from her past history. But in there, we also did a deeper dive into her parents' divorce. So in her parents' divorce, there were 3 different domestic so there was a divorce record with children. If you know what I'm saying, there was 3 different domestic court cases on it. So in the initial divorce, there was, oh, she said maybe it's because you fixed your name. Maybe it is because of that. So in the initial divorce, there was a restraining order placed from Susan onto Tajuana's father, which would have been Rodney C. Thornton. And notice her mother's name is Susan C. Thornton, okay? Now, so there was these restraining orders placed in the initial divorce from her mom onto her dad. And then also there was a protection order placed with an aggravating menacing charge as it relates to the state of Ohio against her dad because of her mom putting that charge on them. And then we also have another situation in which bad checks were passed by the mother. It was just about $100 or so, if I remember correctly. It was a bad check to Walmart. And I know theoretically it's like, fuck Walmart, right? But I think it's relevant to show the financial disposition of the family. And then we also went over again into the allegations of physical and sexual assault against Tajuana by her father. And her mother's neglect and how she ended up in foster care. I believe when she was in foster care, that was when she became known as Oldaker. And I'll tell y'all why in a minute. But also, Tajuana's mom ended up getting accused of domestic violence as well. And this was a charge pressed on by Tajuana's father, if I'm not mistaken. And then also, let's see. So Tajuana's mom also remarried to be with a guy named Daryl Robinson. So Tajuana's mom's current name, as far as I know, is Susan Robinson, by the way. Her maiden name is Farquer, Farquer. Her married name to Tajuana's father was Thornton. Her remarried name after Tajuana's father was Robinson. And to my knowledge, as far as I can tell on public record, that's her current name. And that is relevant because Tajuana claims somebody else is her mother. But if that was the case, then why are they discussing that adoption wasn't necessary because of an attachment to her mother in that court case where they put her in foster care, right? And so anyway, let's see here. So Susan and Tajuana were both listed as beneficiaries for Jeanette Farquer's estate, by the way. And then Tajuana's mom took out money from Tajuana's estate and when Tajuana was still a minor. You know what I'm saying? And the courts let her do that, but it looked like Tajuana signed off on it too, if I'm not mistaken. But who knows if she had a choice. And so, yeah. Ooh, I just accidentally did something. That's unfortunate for me. Hold on. Oh, fuck. Well, I just fucked my shit up, y'all. I'm gonna have to figure that out later. You know what's interesting? It's showing me that Chantel Williams said something, but then it says message retracted now. I don't know why. I apologize, y'all. I just fucked up my screen. Shit. Apologies, y'all. I just fucked this up. I don't know what's happening. Hopefully it's still working for you guys. Can y'all still see me right? Okay. I'm going to try, apologies. I'm going to try going on break. Well, that's not going to work. Hold on. All right. I just have to try and fix this now. Let's see here. So, apologies, guys. I'm going to have to... Well, first of all, I don't understand what is happening in order to fix the issue. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to keep going for now. If you guys cannot see me, please tell me in the chat if you cannot see me. But if you can see me, then I'm just going to keep going. If that makes sense. But wait a minute. Now it looks like my shit is not showing right. God damn it. I was doing this just fine, and then I hit a button, and I fucked up my fucking thing. Okay. Chat says you can see me. All right. Well, you know what? Then I'm just going to keep going. Can you see my screen? Fuck. Shit, my screen just went away, y'all. Oh, you know what? It's here on small screen, but in bigger window it went away and I can't figure out why. Okay, we're just gonna go from small screen from right now, and I'm going to figure this out later. What I might have to do is debunk Harley and then do a different panel for the figure it out, and then do a different come back, do a second live for the group panel reaction or some shit, because I don't know what the fuck is happening with this thing. So, yeah, apologies, guys. Shit. Alright, okay. I'm gonna just have to cut this shit out later. Okay, so anyway, I think we went over part 1. I think we went over part 2. Part 3. So, fucking part 3, I went over the Kari situation, did a video reaction to that, and that's literally, like, wait, hold on. Yeah, that's literally whenever Tajuana's involvement. I did talk about other things in this live stream, but all I did was a reaction to this video in part 3. And then in part 4, the whole thing is just a reaction to her arrest video. And in the arrest video is whenever she basically tries to say that she has friends who are officers, which I do not understand. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we got Shona in the house. Hi, Shona. Good to see you. Okay, so moving on. Basically, here we can see that she, fuck, I need the big screen for this though. So here we can see, let's see if I can figure out what the fuck I did. Hold on. Ah, I figured it out. Okay. Yeah. So how do I make this thing go away though? I don't give a fuck about this stupid ass program thing. How the fuck did I do that? Anyway. So apologies guys. So fucking so she had basically claimed, I don't know if you can read this, but she had basically claimed here that her mother was the first name is redacted out. It's a black line out. It says blink. Ah, I didn't mean to hit play there. It's like a blank line, and it says K period walks. So in this biological receipt that she is claiming makes her indigenous or whatever, she's got this fucking little fucking video here. She's claiming this piece of paper, which has no sort of credential on here to show whether or not she is native. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't seem to show any sort of thing that verifies what tribe she's with or anything of that nature. I don't understand. So basically, fucking, right here, she's claiming that it's saying, when you look at it, it's showing the child as blank, comma, Tajuana, and it's showing the alleged mother as walks, comma, the first name redacted, and then middle initial being K period right here. And it says right here for the race Native American. I know for a fact that if she is Susan Thomas Oldaker, no, I apologize. If Tajuana is Tajuana Thornton Thomas Oldaker, her mother is Susan Thornton. I know that for a fact. So therefore, this would be a lie because her mother would not be, a fucking, Redacted K walks. You know what I'm saying? As shown in this video that she did here. So, I don't know if y'all can see that, but let's see, because is this showing online? Like, can you clearly fucking tell? Because, like, it's fucking wild to me right here. This is what she's claiming. And then she also, if you move this over here, so here she's claiming she's 25% European. She's claiming 25% European right here. So I don't know if you can tell where she was claiming that blank K period walks. And she was also claiming 25% European over here. And she's also claiming that blank K period walks is her mother and that her mother is Native American. Okay. If Harley Quinn is Tajuana Thornton, if she's Tajuana Thomas, Tajuana Oldaker, Tajuana Thornton, I know for a fact, based on my research, that her mother is Susan Thornton, Susan C. Thornton. Her mother's maiden name is Susanne Farquer. All right? Okay? So let's get that straight. So let's review. Now remember, Susan Thornton and Tajuana Thornton were both in an Ohio probate court record to deliver the minor's estate, okay? Delivering a minor's estate. This is what happens whenever you are trying to get money from inheritance, all right? And here we're showing Jeanette Farquer, the fiduciary, Susan Thornton. Jeanette Farquer is the mother of Susan Thornton, all righty? Okay, stay with me. Now this is Tajuana again. Let's look at that mugshot. Hey Tajuana. Let's just look. Oh, hold on. Let's just replay this. What fucking native do you know that is friends with police officers?
Actually, I have plenty of friends who are officers.
Plenty of friends who are officers, guys. Don't worry. That's where this that's where our little cover screen comes from today. You know what I'm saying? Oh, god damn it. It's still showing me on the big screen. I was trying to go to... I hit the wrong button. I was trying to go to a smaller screen, but it's like not taking me there. Anyway, so go to that arrest record video and you can see that. I feel like this live stream is all fucked up, but you know, life is hard. Hopefully you get the point. And if I have to redo it, I'll try to redo it and make it more condensed. But anyway, so now we've got here the obituary for Harry, loving husband of Jeanette Farquer, nee Taeger, beloved father of Susan Thornton, grandfather of Tajuana Thornton. Hey, yeah. So we know here that Tajuana Thornton's grandfather is Harry Farquer. Alrighty. Now, Jeanette Farquer, the wife of the late Harry Farquer, mother of Susan Thornton, grandmother of Tajuana Thornton. So we know here that Jeanette Farquer is Susan Thornton's mother, Tajuana Thornton's grandmother. Okay? Right? Okay? So Harry Clayton Farquer, Lord Farquaad. His parents are Stanley Matthew Farquer, 1896. Can y'all see this? 1896 through 1968. And Sylvia Gertrude Ludwig Farquer. Do you know any natives with the last name Ludwig? Let me know. Hey. Okay. So we know we've got this here. Let's roll it up to our family search tree. Yeah, buddy. So, let's see here. We can see we've got Harry Clayton Farquer here. So we've got Stanley Matthew Farquer, Lord Farquaad, and Sylvia Gertrude Ludwig. These are Harry Clayton's parents. Okay, guys, Harry Clayton Farquer. We know that Harry Clayton Farquer is the are the parents of Jeanette Irene Taeger Farquer, who we know is Tajuana Thornton's grandmother. So this dude, let's see if we can find any indigenous ancestry here. Are y'all ready? Dun, 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 dun. Up, Scotland! Dun, 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 dun. Bring, bring, dun, 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 dun. Bring, bring, Scotland! Do 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 do, bring, bring, Ireland! Oh, in England. Do do put the bring, bring, put the bring, bring, do bring, bring. Do y'all see any natives? I see some white bitches. Let's see here. Bum, 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 ba, oh, she's Welsh, English, Irish, English. Ba-ba-da-ba-dum. Bring, bring. Do y'all see any fucking natives? I don't see no natives. English. England. England. You are a fucking Pretendian from England. Scotland. England. Yeah, I don't see no natives up in here. So just so y'all aware, y'all can now say you've done her fucking genealogy for this bitch. Some more English bitches. Lots of England. They're from England. We all like this whole lineage is from England. Okay, let's try another line. All right, we got a couple more left, y'all. We almost done. Oh, England. This one ain't even got to go far. English, English. English. Hey, have y'all seen, I think his name is Alejandro or something like that. Oh, that might be racist. I apologize. Have y'all seen your favorite primo on TikTok? The Chisme on Family History? All right, this is in reference to him. Hey, Tajuana, come closer. We know you're a Pretendian. Anyway, so fucking England, yeah. So she's definitely lying about her mother. She's definitely lying about her mother being native. If her mother is Susan C. Thornton, she's lying about her mother being native. If her mother is Susan C. Thornton and her father is Rodney C. Thornton, maybe her dad is indigenous. I didn't do his ancestry, but I was able to prove that she's lying about her mom for sure. And that DNA test has to be a lie. Because if her mom is 100% white, as we can see, then how would it be possible for her to be only 25% white when she's at least definitely 50% white? Because look at this shit. All I see is white people. Like, we're almost done. We've done her whole grandmother's side, and we're about to get to the other side. We've done Harry Clayton is her grandfather, and then we're going to do Jeanette's side in just a second. Hers is quicker. So, yeah, so this side, it's mostly English, mostly Scottish. This does not want to load for some fucking reason. Oh, this one's Germany. Germany. Hey, more Germany right here. So as we can see, I do not see any Lakota relatives listed in this family tree. It looks here, we got some more German. You know, lots of German, lots of English, lots of German, England. Here we go. These guys died without telling us who the fuck they are. But you know, they weren't documented as indigenous apparently. So then we got another one here. All right, this is the second to last little bingy bing. Oh yeah, oh yeah. We are still up. England. Yeah. So as y'all can see, I just want to be very thorough and show you guys that if Tajuana Thornton Oldaker Thomas is Tajuana Thornton. Her mother is Susan C. Thornton. Alrighty. Okie dokie. So that's from Wales. This is from England. So this right here is, what the fuck is this? Is this Germany? Yeah, this is Germany. This looks German. Yep, that's Germany. And last but not least, this is her last chance at being native on this side here. Switzerland. They're neutral. More Switzerland. Yeah, that's, I don't know. That's it right there. Yeah. Yeah. So if she has any indigenous ancestry, it's not documented publicly. Just putting that out there. Just putting that out there. You know what I'm saying? Alrighty. Now let's move on to the matter of Alfred W. Taeger, or whatever the fuck. So, this person right here, this is documented. So, Harry Clayton Farquer is Tajuana Thornton's grandfather. Jeanette Irene Taeger Farquer is Jeanette's, that's Jeanette, is Tajuana's grandmother. Okay, Tajuana's grandmother's parents are Alfred W. Taeger and Helen M. Larkin Taeger. Okay, so for Alfred W. Taeger, when you look into, let's go a little bit, we'll go to Reverend Herman Taeger, right? Okay. Look what we see here. His birth was in Germany. Isn't that interesting? Germany. Oh, okay. Now let's go to Frederica. Oh, look, Germany. What a surprise. What a surprise. Do y'all know any Lakotas from Germany? Holler. Anyway, okay, so wait a minute. What about the other bitch? There's a Helen M. Larkin. Helen M. Larkin. Larkin. So we know that Helen Larkin Taeger, whatever, was born May 25th, 1896. We know her social security number indicated Ohio. Okay? And she died August 1981. Oh, look, we found her on the census. In the 1950 census, she was labeled as white. Now, I know what you're saying. What about reclassification? What about reclassification? That's a valid point. However, do you know any connected Lakota natives who were reclassified as white? Let me know. Let me know. Alrighty. Now, some questions I had. If you are adopted, will CPS try to place you back with your bio family before putting you in foster care? That's a question that I had. Would they do that? And my fucking screen share thing is like not working for me. Like, I'm trying to do the smaller window, but it keeps only showing the bigger one, and I don't really know why. I was trying to switch in between. I fucked my thing up in the back end, and I'm wondering if I like exit out of this and then bring it back up if I can fix it. I don't know. I really fucked this thing up, and I don't even know how I did this. Anyway, life is hard. I don't know what button I hit. I don't know how this happened, and I wish I could make it go back to the way it was. I tried to reset it, and that did not help. That made it worse. Anyway, so okay, so back to this. So if you are adopted, will CPS try to place you with your bio family? No. If you are legally adopted, the biological family has lost their rights, their parental rights, so CPS will not place you back with them, is what they were saying here. So at first I was like, well, what if she were adopted and they just didn't place her back with her adopted family whenever she was put up into foster care again? That really crossed my mind, right? But then I was looking into it. I'm like, well, what about the Indian Child Welfare Act? Does this apply to Lakotas? Yes, The Indian Child Welfare Act applies to Lakota children, as it applies to any Indian child who is a member or eligible for membership for a federally recognized tribe, including the various Lakota nations. This ICWA, it aims to keep Native children with their family and tribes in state court and in child welfare and adoption cases, and it gives tribes jurisdiction and setting placement preferences through enforcement, and it can be inconsistent, especially in states like South Dakota where Lakota families have faced challenges. But yeah, theoretically, ICWA should apply, right? So if she were put up for adoption, wouldn't it not, go back to ICWA, right? Like that's what I was thinking. But I don't fucking know. And then let's see here. I was also looking, if somebody is claiming to be Native American, is it legal to prove with records that they are lying? Yes, it's legal to use official records like genealogical documents, etc., to prove that someone's lack of documented Native ancestry, especially when they claim it for benefits, enrollment, or in cases of fraudulent art sales. Though proving a negative that they aren't is complex, generally free speech allows personal ancestry claims, but fraud for gain, jobs, benefits can have legal consequences, and tribes have strict membership rules based on documented lineage. So, based on this research, I do not believe it is illegal when someone is claiming to be Indigenous to prove and to show with the documents and the records why you believe they're not Indigenous, as I have done. So I do realize that I have shown sensitive material as it relates to Harley Quinn, aka Tajuana. However, the reason I did so is because she claimed that she was Indigenous, and I wanted to show that I do not believe she is, with the evidence as to why, and I can't do that without showing her lineage. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, hopefully this is a delicate balance there. So moving on, what I want to get to next is inviting people into this panel, and what I want to do first, before I do that though, is see if I can fix my fucking back end screen here. Oh, we've got Brandy. What's up, Brandy? So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can fix my fucking screen, because this thing is not fucking working for me right now. And I don't understand why. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to try exiting out of this and then bringing it back up. If this live stream crashes, then I'm just going to restart another one. Hold on. Actually, no, because then it's going to take away this. Let's see if I can fix this. Hold on. Apologies, guys. Alrighty. If you need to go do some shit, I'm going to send messages in the group chat whenever I am back and ready. Let's see. I'm going to be sending messages out if y'all need to get distracted, because I'm going to try and fix this real quick, but I don't know what the fuck is happening. Let's see. Oh, I accidentally hit studio mode. Okay, how do I get out of studio mode? Ah! All I had to do was click the fucking button. God damn it. I feel like a fucking idiot. Shit, now I fixed it. Fuck. Okay. Shit, I should have Googled this a second ago. God damn it. Alright, well now I'm ready for the fucking... Hold on. Well, I fucked up. Go to my view menu at the top, select scene list mode. Oh, grid. Oh, perfect. Okay, so now I'm ready for the panel. So here's what I'm gonna fucking do. Let me put this invite link in out. I'm sending out my Discord panel link for anybody that wants to join the panel now. Alrighty, so Snapchat's about to get this. Alrighty. If you want to join the panel, TikTok group chat, you just got this. Okay. I'm about to send it into Discord. And where the fuck is my Discord app on here? Hold up. Ah, found you. Putting this in Discord. Oh, great. So now, what we got here, our guest panel. If people want to join. Aha! Yeah, we got Isla Picante in the house. Let's see here. We got others in the house. Okay. So, here's where we're at. I've got a lot of streams. The reason that I decided to wait, you guys, before I brought you on was because, as y'all saw, I fucked this shit up. I have so many screens and it's so much to process. I didn't feel like I could be a good host unless I waited to bring you guys on. So, before we keep going, panel, can you guys see my screen? How is it going for you guys? Feel free to unmute panel. Y'all can say whatever the hell you want and chime in when you're ready. Hi, we got Kiki here. How you doing? Let's see. I sent out the link to join the chat, the panel here. Where the fuck is the chat thing? Oh, yeah, it's right here. So I sent the link to join if you guys want to join. And y'all feel free to unmute and speak as well. If anybody has unmuted, it's just not showing me.
Okay, sorry. I'm having a hard time figuring out like the YouTube and the Discord.
You got this.
All I gotta say is that's a fuck ton of English. That is a fuck ton of English. That is a true Brit.
So y'all can see why I think she's not native, right?
Yep.
I was unable to find her dad's side yet. And I was gonna wait because I was like, let me do her dad's side before I do a live stream on her ancestry. But when she made the post claiming that her mother was redacted K period walks and that her mother was fully Native American, that's when I was like, oh, if she is Susanne Thornton, if her mom is Susanne C. Thornton and she is Tajuana Thornton, Tajuana Oldaker, Tajuana Thomas, then I know for a fact without a doubt that her mother is not Native. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Kiki said that she's white. And I agree. And so I think she has all of us blocked on TikTok, right? But the reason that we are all here today, even though we're blocked, is she made some videos on us. And I'm blocked, but you can use URL earlybird.com to see. And we can see where we were tagged. Let's see here. Where are we? Right here, they start tagging. Here's Ladybug, Wild Cars, Mono and Feather Boy and Ladybug and me are tagged. So we start getting tagged.
Actually, don't think I saw that.
You didn't see this?
I don't think so.
I saw it.
She blocked me after I think she thought that I was you. I think I told you about that. But she like randomly crashed out in my inbox saying I found her name and that like I accused her of stealing from the elderly. And I was like, whoa, hold on. I've been camping for 3 days.
See, that is wild. Okay, so what do we think about doing a reaction? And can y'all still see what I'm sharing through Discord?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so what do we think about doing a reaction to these videos? Y'all want to watch this with me, or do y'all have anything you want to talk about first before we do a reaction?
Go ahead and start the reaction.
Hell yeah. Feel free to say some shit if y'all feel like saying some shit. Let's see.
Please proceed.
They're like, let the games begin. Okay. Oh, Kiki said she didn't know how to come on panel. I'm so sorry, Kiki. I just realized you said this. I did not mean to ignore you. Are you in Discord, in the inner circle Discord chat? The link is there, and that should take you to the panel. If you have any issues, please let us know so you can come up. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to ignore you. I have a hard time focusing on so many things right now. I've got this OBS window. I've got my YouTube studio backend, which is where your chats are at. I've got my captioner. I've got the screen I'm sharing. So, Kiki, if you can't get in, let me know, and I'm going to get you in. Oh, we've got Midwest here. Midwest, honestly, I don't know who the fuck you are, so I'm not inviting you up. But what is up, my friend? I just said I don't know who the fuck you are, and then I'm like, hey, friend. Yeah, Kiki's here. Alrighty. Kiki, before we begin, do you have anything you want to say? Nope. Yep. Alright. Well, you can interrupt me if you feel like saying some shit. Okay, so I'm going to start. This post right here, 19 hours ago, looks like the first one about us, so I'm going to start here. And let's see. So, is this unmuted? Okay, yes. All right, so we're about to do that.
Not the moment.
I'm sorry, what was that? Nah, fuck it. And Midwest is sending us some emojis. What the fuck? And then flip you emoji. Fuck you too, Midwest. I'm just kidding. I just don't know who the fuck you are. You know what I'm saying? You could be cool. You could be a dick. I don't fucking know you. You know what I mean? Like, nothing against you. You know what I mean? So yeah, fucking. All right. Sorry, guys. I talk way too fucking much. Can I speed this bitch up? Yeah. We're gonna do a higher playback speed. I'm gonna put 1.75, but if that's too fast for anybody, y'all let me know. So yeah. All right, here we go.
Y'all. My fans just love having my name, and they.
All right, I can't tell what the fuck she's saying, so let's try slowing that down a little bit. I'm gonna do 1.5.
Mouth, y'all. Apparently, I want to be right. I was scared to show Hithika my DNA. Yep, that's how me and her originally fell out.
So we've already debunked in the previous portion of this live stream why and how we believe that this is fucking bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just putting that out there, like, completely. Also, in this, oh, I just realized. Yeah, bitch. Okay. Oh, give Kiki time. All right, we got the chat here. Okay, cool. Chat, I'm gonna leave this chat up. If y'all want to talk privately, if you can see the side chat for meeting room 2, is that available to you guys? If so, y'all can do a private chat in there. That will not be on stream. Meeting room 1 is on stream. So I'm gonna leave that chat up, or actually, you know what? I'm gonna check that chat every now and then, because then it doesn't show all you guys. All right. Okay. Fuck it. Okay.
Because I.
Were you saying something? No. All right. Fuck it.
Showed her, and she said, "You're still not one of us." Come on now. She even apologized for that, but you guys are still using that? Like, really? Come on now. Come on now. Who's scared of what? Oh man. Well, you guys gotta spin things about me. I got an arrest record about.
I hate this background music. I hope that doesn't fucking give me a copyright strike. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, is it just me, or does she you know, I'm gonna try to pinpoint it later. There's something that's bothering me about the way she speaks. But do y'all think she's trying to speak in a way to act as if she's speaking through AAVE? Or is that just me?
Falsifying documents. Show me where I was convicted.
Show where you were convicted. We've already pulled up the court records. That's in part 1. That's fucking hilarious. Oh, Shona's here. Hey, Shona. So Shona does not know how to come up in the chat. So, Shona, are you in?
Hey, Death Child?
Yes.
Yes, you're right. She is trying to speak in a thingy. because that's what she does. And her claim on that is she says she was raised in the hood with Black people. So that's the reason why she has that type of accent.
So I don't go around saying,
right, and not to forget whatever she told everybody else. I just was told when this, whole thing popped off. But when she told me, she said her dad was part Black and her mom was, or Black and white. That's where she got her YT side. And her mom was the native one, which was with her brother. Later to find out, her brother wasn't really her brother. Her mom really wasn't her mom. And now she's claiming her dad is native.
So I have not looked into her dad's side at all, but what I did show is, at the beginning of this live stream a few months ago, she absolutely did share paperwork where she's claiming that her mother is native, and I can prove her mother is not native. Unless she was adopted, which I do not understand. But if she was adopted, the ICWA Act should have applied and she should have been put into foster care or placement with a Lakota family, if I'm not mistaken. Shona, we need to get you up here. So are you in Discord, Shona? In the, isn't she in the other Discord, y'all? I don't know why I thought you were.
Yeah, she was in Discord,
Yes.
but I don't know if she deleted the app again.
God damn it, Shona.
Oh, man.
Get that app.
You
So
want me to help you?
I live in the same neighborhood as Lil Wayne, and you know what I'm saying? Like, and I was always, in environments like in Meridian, Mississippi, that has the highest African American population out of many of the cities in Mississippi. And it's where the Black Lives Matter movement was pushed through in Mississippi. And a lot of civil rights movement from Mississippi come from the community in Meridian, which is where I was born. And where I'm in New Orleans, like I literally live in the same neighborhood as Lil Wayne is from. You know what I'm saying? So if I were to ever go around my neighborhood trying to speak in AAVE, that would actually be very dangerous. Like that's not something that is socially acceptable in any community that I've ever been in. It's always been something that gets called out, and it's always something that is liable to get your ass whipped for. So it, to me, is evidence that she is not ever in the community. You know what I'm saying? Shauna, do you mind downloading Discord? But yeah, before we keep going, anybody else got anything you want to say? Now y'all good? All right, I'm gonna hit play.
Show me where I was convicted. See, trying to spin that felony theft. So, I was originally charged with 6 felonies, right? Because I took the rap for my husband who stole a check.
So here she's saying she took the heat for her husband, but the documents discussed that it was her that lived in the Gert couple home. They didn't say anything about her husband being there. So I just don't understand why her husband was not mentioned not once in the legal documentation as living there at all. You know what I'm saying? But I do find that interesting. I find that very interesting in my opinion. But also, I still think that even if you're claiming, oh, it wasn't me that committed the crime, I just took the fall for someone else that did, do you think that makes you look very smart? That, in my opinion, kind of makes you look stupid as fuck. But I don't know if that's ableist to say, but that's how I feel, to be honest, to put it blunt.
From some people I was staying with because my apartment got fucked up. They couldn't keep all the charges because all the evidence was against him.
So in the court records that we show, she was found guilty of the charges. What was overturned, if I understood those records correct. Again, I'm not an attorney. This is just my processing of what I read. If I understood those records correctly, she was found guilty of those charges. What was overturned was she was originally ruled that she had to pay back the Gert couple. But when the Gert couple got that reimbursement from the bank, it was ruled that she no longer had to pay them back. That's what was put in place. She didn't have to pay back the money she stole. But as far as I can tell, according to the court records, she's still found guilty for it, if I'm not mistaken. And And I also noticed, love to note here, she's not put up any paperwork showing that she wasn't guilty. If there were some type of appeal verdict or if it was overturned to that regard, that documentation should be online, but I could not find it at all. If you can find it, I'll cover it. And she has not made that public. She's not posted any paperwork or proof showing that the charges were dropped at all. You know what I'm
If it
saying?
was dropped, she would have posted it immediately.
Right. Yes, she can pull that up fake ass DNA test, but she ain't gonna post that. Because if she's found guilty of falsifying those documents, I believe that could possibly put her in jail.
So because I said I did it, the only one they could get me with was my goodness. Where they try to spin things. Just like that deaf child chick tried to spin that same thing and tried to say I tried to flee persecution.
Wait, what did she say? I couldn't hear that. Let me replay that because I couldn't hear. Hold on.
Tried to flee persecution.
Did she say persecution or prostitution? So if it's prostitution, what that comment is in reference to, I think it was part 2. I pulled up her old Twitter profile, and that old Twitter profile, I discussed why I believed it looked like it could have been potentially related to sex work. I did do that in part 2, if you want to go check that out. But fuck, man, I kind of want to bring that up. Shit. Let me show you guys. If I'm being accused of calling her a prostitute, let's have a hoedown. So, this might automatically play.
Us.
Alrighty, so part 2 here.
The same.
Where was it? Yes. So right here on her Twitter, she says, I am a mother of 2 beautiful babies. I love all kinds of stuff. I'm open-minded. And she also has her photo here. It kind of shows her like with her finger in her mouth, like, and it, you know, so it feels like it's potentially sexually suggestive. So I did speculate in here, is this Twitter page a potential association of children with sex work? I did question that, yes. So if that's what she's referring to by the prostitute comment, I guess that's what she's referring to, but I don't think I ever used the word prostitute itself. I am saying that word because that's what I think she just said, but that's actually not how I typically refer to sex workers. It's just not in my vocabulary or in my nature. But yeah. So anyway,
how did I end up on probation for 5 years? I'm still living in Cincinnati at the time. Just moved home.
okay, so now Shona is on Discord. Shona, go to the Circle Discord chat and you'll see the link to come to the panel. Click that link. Yeah, I'm over here. Join the cult. We have cookies. Did somebody drop? Life is hard. Anyway. Oh, did Isla drop? Midwest.
I'm still here.
Oh, you're still here. Okay, perfect. Oh, you know what? I think it was Kiki. So Midwest said she's a dirty ass escort. Oh, damn. And then we have somebody else here who said, what's up, family? Honestly, I am so not used to, wrong button. I am so not used to the YouTube names over the TikTok names, so I don't even know who the fuck is talking to me. Native Prairie Outfitters, what's up, my friend? Hi, good to see you. So yeah. Alrighty, let's keep going, guys. Fucking shit. Shona, let us know if you can't get in here. We'll figure it out. But you should be able to see the link in the circle chat.
Last year. It's amazing what they'll do to try and ruin you. I apparently want to be white, and all this other shit. Wait till you guys see what I put together.
Did she say she apparently wanted to be white? If she wanted to be white, she wouldn't be.
What it sounded like to me.
Why is she claiming to be native if she wanted to be white? We don't think you want to be white. We think you are acting. We think you are Pretendian, which means we think you don't want to be white. That makes sense.
About to say, it doesn't seem like she wants to be white. It seems like she is white.
Right. She seems like she's in denial. And you know what? People call me white. I'm over here like, I am white because my mom is white. Okay, Shona says that she can't get in. She can't. Does the link not work, or you can't get in the chat, or you can't get in Discord? Or you can't join right now. You'll join later. I don't know. Let us know. We'll work it out. But yeah, this is a joke.
Just for my fans. And Team Mono over there talking shit like he ain't just get outed as a Pretendian pedo. Like, let's be real here.
The fuck is he talking about? Wait, did I just call her a he? Whoops. What the fuck is she talking about?
Did she just say her fans?
Dude, I don't know. I thought she was talking. I thought she called Mono a pedo. A Mono a Pretendian pedo. Oh, Shauna says she cannot get into the Discord. Did you forget your Discord information? Or is the link not, let's see. You have the Discord app on your phone. You should be able to log in somehow and get in there, or reset the password and get in the group chat. Let me check my phone because I'm positive. I could have sworn you were fucking in here. But here's the thing: if you can't get in Discord, you won't be able to join my thingy. What? Show me. The members? I don't know. I can't see the members on my phone, and I don't want to show it on desktop right now. So I wanted to troubleshoot.
Sorry. I was just gonna say, I have the app downloaded, and with the link you sent me, it took me straight to the room. I just had to accept the invite, so I don't know.
Shona's reactivating.
Is the app downloaded?
She said she's reactivating it.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you have to tap the screen, my friend. I think if you do like the live stream, it'll push it out in the algorithm, but you don't have to feel obligated to do any of that. You can just enjoy, watch your, relax, grab a snack, get a drink, and, settle in, or, live your life, whatever the fuck feels right to you. I think you can react, and we'll see your reactions or whatever in the chat, but yeah, you don't have to do any of that if you don't want to do any of that. Like, do whatever makes you feel happy. I think you can like the live with the chat or some shit like that. I don't know, but yeah, fuck it. All right, let's keep going.
Like, really?
Oh, this is her new. God damn it! She made a new Discord. Okay, new Discord. All right, so does that mean you're not in that group circle then? Let's see. So, I know. So in TikTok, is Shona in Mono's group chat on TikTok? Or I'm gonna message this to you on TikTok. I'm sending you the link on TikTok.
I think she's in the group chat.
Oh, perfect. It's in the group chat, and I just sent it in your personal DM on TikTok. So you should have that link there if you can copy and paste that.
Hey, Death Child, I texted to Shona. So, wait, is she in here? Shona, is that you?
Perfect.
No.
No? Yes.
Is that Feather Boy?
That's Shona.
She just popped up.
Perfect. So yes, we got Featherboy, we've got Shona, I think. I think Kiki dropped earlier.
Yeah, Kiki dropped. I sent it to Prairie also. I'm sorry, I'm listening to a video that Featherboy made, so you probably hear his voice in the back. But yeah, so I sent the link to Shona. I don't know if she's in here.
She's in here, and yes, and Native Prairie is more than welcome in here as well if Native Prairie got the link. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna hit play. Wait, before I do, I've been asking everybody else. Shona, do you have anything you'd like to say before I hit play?
Well, not at the moment. Maybe later. I can.
You don't have to say anything, just checking because I didn't want to exclude you. Cool.
Okay. The fuck?
I'm in here. Yeah.
We got Fetterboy in the house.
Hi, my kiss.
Wingapa na tapawa.
Wink up,
What? I go in names spaces making people my laptops? What? So then y'all are nuts. Because wasn't I in y'all space? Until I called you out, feather cunt, on your racism.
What racism? And how are you, as someone who is at least half white, going to be trying to call out other people on racism? You can't discriminate against white people for being white. That's not racism. That's not racism. I don't think you know the meaning of racism.
That all of native TikTok is calling you out for? It's funny y'all gotta use my name to get follows. Love this for you guys. Keep crashing out, babies. I'm loving the show.
Did she just say she wasn't crashing out? Okay, yeah, that and the millions of videos you made last 2 days really says that. Okie dokie, so that was part 1. Now let's go to the next one. And this one, it looks like this is on our cousin Wildcards.
So I guess I've so-called paid for a tummy tuck and a cyber cheese bitch who's underage and dating Mono.
They're not here to defend themselves, so I'm not going to speak on that, but that's a joke. I think that's a joke. And, so, you know, what is up with her with the whole tummy tuck comment? I don't know. I don't know.
Sounds like a little guilty conscience to me.
That's what I think.
Is claiming that she sent me $100. Show the receipts. Show the receipts, because I got some.
But you can't prove that you're indigenous. Okay.
I got some.
Can't prove you didn't commit fraud. Okay.
Let's see here. What does these say? Insurance covered. Holy. Insurance covered. Holy. But I thought I paid for a tummy tuck. Since when was a pennilectomy? Since when?
So right here, she's confirming that she is indeed Tajuana Marie Thomas. Okay, we got that confirmed.
Since when was a pennilectomy and a breast reduction?
So it wasn't, so skin tissue including abdomen right here. So we're just going to ignore that part, I guess, where it says skin tissue including abdomen. So breast reduction right here, there's skin tissue including the abdomen. I wonder how that fits in. So it wasn't a tummy tuck, it was a breast reduction. Got it. Okay. Hold on, let's see that.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? It was a breast reduction?
Yes, she said she got her breast reduced, that she did not get a tummy tuck. And then in the documentation, it was showing right here, skin tissue include ABD. So I decided to look up what that means. And right here, it looks like you know, it's some type of tissue. Something was done to her abdomen, skin tissue as well, from what we can tell. So, you know, we don't know her medical history or whatever, but because she did have that operation related to skin tissue on her abdomen, I could see how that rumor got put around or something. I had nothing to do with that. I've just been kind of sticking to the court records and the public records available to us. But now this is another public record available to us because she made it public. So
Cosmetic. Outstanding balance. Insurance covered. Holy. Insurance covered.
Here's another thing though. No one ever claimed that they gave her money for the procedure itself. People were claiming that they gave her money for either bills or for food after the procedure. So that's something to consider as well.
See, this is what I mean by they love spewing fucking lies. Never fails, bro. Now, this is Powhatan history, aka wild cards. You know, me just
Period.
That's really fucking frustrating. Can you
I
hear
can
me
hear
now?
you.
My chat can hear me, but the YouTube stream couldn't because I was muted for on my audio mixer for the YouTube. So there will be an
Oh,
echo if I don't mute when I play a video. So I usually mute when I'm playing a video, and sometimes I forget to unmute. Um, but yeah, basically shit. What the fuck was I saying? Previously, I was just reading the conversation in front of us here. Basically, what I was reading where they were basically saying that they spew lies, um, and that they've been attacking despite being proven wrong, or whatever is what she was saying. My cousin said I just talked to my cousin, and then she said that I was talking shit about her, and that I was bringing something up or whatever, that I keep bringing her up or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And so, yeah. And all I did, because she was in our spaces, making certain claims, all I did was kind of highlight why I believe those claims are not true. It's not to be an attack on her. If I'm proven wrong, I will issue a correction. I'm not opposed to being wrong. I will issue a correction. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could be wrong about any of this. And I'd also like it noted I may not have processed things right, but I'm just letting y'all know what I processed from the information available to me. And all sources are linked in all videos, so you can go see for yourself and decide for yourself what you think is true. But yeah, so I'm gonna just keep hitting play. Apologies, y'all.
just telling them, hey, watch out, Somebody sent me a screenshot of the live. I picked up on a lot and I don't agree with them as I love you guys. I'm just here because my cousin, just to talk to her. Who your cousin? Deaf child. Oh. Showing him what she was doing. Oh, well, because they've been spewing lies about you on certain days. I was in the panel with you, which I was a witness to, and nothing happened on what they said. Ooh.
So, at this point, where my cousin was saying these things, he had not seen the evidence. So, he's just taking it face value, like, oh, this is my friend, and going with what his friend was telling him was true. And as you would do when you comfort a friend, you know what I'm saying? So he's not sitting there trying to invalidate us. He, at that point, had not seen the document. He was unaware of the legal receipts that we have. And so since then, I have sent them all of these court records so he can decide for himself what's true. But at that time, he hadn't seen those court records. So he's just thinking, like, if you don't see the court records and people are just saying these things, then yeah, it does look like we're just talking shit. But because we have the court records, then it's like, oh wait, no, there's actual evidence. This is real. You know what I'm saying? And so because Palatine hadn't seen all of that, he didn't know. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Correct.
Yep.
Ooh, wait, huh? Then saying I'll rip her a new asshole because that's not okay. I just fast forward through it. It was me sending a bunch of videos that I already have posted.
She just kept spamming me, so I
you know,
was just
saying,
like,
you know,
no,
of
I'm
course-
gonna just text some random shit at this point. I'm gonna rip her a new asshole. I don't care.
Literally, what's funny is, like, that was never done. That was just so that's like an empty platitude. Is that rude? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it's just.
What's worse is she's never had even a conversation with me. We're talking about deaf child here. That's fucked. Because people always be talking about others and don't even know who they're talking about. Like, she could be facing legal issues because she tried to dox me during a DV.
So, I want to point something out here. I have never tried to dox her. She claimed that she was indigenous. I believe I could prove she was not indigenous, and so therefore I showed the records to prove that she was not indigenous. When you look online, you can see it is 100% legal to disprove if someone is indigenous if they are claiming that they are indigenous. Okay? That's all I did. That is all I did. Also, by definition, if you think I am doxing you, does doxing mean sharing truths about someone? Yes. Doxing involves sharing true factual information. So right here, she's admitting that everything I said was actually true. Because it's not possible for me to dox you unless I shared the truth about you. Do you know what I'm saying? But legally, whenever someone is claiming that they are Native American, and you pull up the genealogical and public records to prove who they are and that they are not actually Native American, that's not legally considered doxing, because I'm legally disproving your identity claim. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, for doxing, there has to be malicious intent. I have no malicious intent. If you were not claiming me Native American, I would have no reason to bring up your genealogical records and your public records related to your family history. I would have no reason for that, okay? So I just want to put that out there, that right here, you're admitting that I'm telling the truth while also trying to claim that I'm a liar. You can't claim I'm doxing you and call me a liar about what I said. Otherwise, I didn't dox you. Did I dox you or did I lie? Make your mind up. That's just my opinion. I can't tell. Did we just gain somebody or lose somebody?
No idea.
I know. Discord
Looks
is
the
hard.
same.
Huh. Okay. It's not you. It's me. Anyway. So yeah. So I just want to put that out there. But also, I have done my best. Like, if you look at particularly the second live stream I did, you know, every time I pulled up a court record, I would then take down my screen and then I would scroll down so it goes past the addresses, and then I would pull up the court record again and pull my screen back up. So you can see that in part two. Like, I did try to make a lot of efforts to not just be showing anything for no reason. Everything I showed, it was only to show cause for why I believed she was Tajuana Thornton Thomas Oldaker, and why I believe this person's mom is not Native American. That is it. Okay. So I'm just putting that out there. Alrighty.
Protection order, which I did have. What the fuck? I'll rip her a new asshole because that's not okay. Showing the proof, you know, the temporary order, the court, all that shit, right? I'm so sorry she did.
What proof? What are you talking about? There's no restraining order against me. What? Did she just say that there was a restraining order on me? That's hilarious. You can't put a restraining order on someone for accessing public court records. Okay?
Can you replay that? I want to make sure. Is that really what she just said?
That's what I think she said. Let's replay that for sure.
Because people always be talking about others and don't even know who they're talking about. Like, she could be facing legal issues because she tried to dox me during a DV protection order, which I did have. What the fuck? I'll rip her new asshole because that's not okay. Showing the proof, the...
Oh, now I see. She's saying that I could face legal issues because she had the protection order. I thought she meant she had the protection order on me. No. She's claiming that
Yes.
Huh?
She's claiming that because she allegedly has a protection order against someone and you're interfering with it, that you could be held liable, but that's not the case. The only person that would be held liable would be the person who has who she has the restraining order against.
Yeah, and that person is not related to this. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's been wreaking havoc against a lot of people within the Native community. But I think it is interesting if, that's what comes to mind for her in relation to all of that. So.
Yeah, I mean, I know about this because I have a restraining order against somebody from DV. And, yeah, like that's not how that works. That's not how that works.
Yes, and I have worked at 3 different law firms, and I've done a lot of work. I actually ghost wrote an ebook. Oh, Brandy says she had a call and she missed a lot. The good news, Brandy, is that you are going to be able to access everything in the live stream after it ends. I'll timestamp the fuck out of this bitch. But yeah, so you'll be able to watch the replay. But yeah, what the fuck was I saying? Shit. Oh yeah, I ghost wrote an ebook on protection orders, and I've done lead generation for protection orders for law firms. So I do understand to a point how that works as well as it relates to that experience. But yeah, I don't believe me discussing her criminal record and me discussing her genealogical record as it relates to criminal claims regarding false Indigenous claims. I don't think that's related to any other case she has with anything else, So, but I do find it interesting in terms of repetitive of her family history.
The temporary order, the court, all that shit, right? I'm so sorry she did that to you, Harles. I apologize on her behalf. I left the panel. She isn't relevant to the situation. Me showing more about my brother and shit. I'm going to talk to her about it and see if I can mediate things. She just needs to exclude herself. I don't want to attack somebody with disability, obviously. She does need to exclude.
So that's interesting because she also had Dog in the Pit. She was telling Powhatan History to block me, and she was also telling Dog in the Pit to block me, which I think is hilarious. So she claims that I'm trying to attack and isolate her. All I did was share the information I found online. I've never, ever told anybody to block her. Never. I've never encouraged anybody to stay away from her. I've never even gone through like people's DMs sharing this, who know her or anything like that. I've only addressed when the issue come up, like she's all like, oh, Deaf Child's talking about me, then I'll be like, actually, this is what I said and here's the link, I've done that. But I'm not going around being like, everybody fuck Harley. No. I'm just letting y'all know the information I found online that I do believe she previously committed fraud. Ooh, you got something to say? No, you good? You good? Okay, yeah. All right, let's keep going.
Exclude herself. That's what I'm saying, because she's not being affected by the whole thing. True, I didn't know she had a YouTube until now. I hope everything gets cleared up by tomorrow. I don't want issues with anyone. I'm just new here. Nope, my brother's on the run. Sending more of the videos.
Okay, right here it's saying that Powhatan History had said, at first I didn't understand some of the screenshots until I watched first. And then it says clicking. Then it says, thank you. I feel very confused. I was invited to speak on something I have no knowledge of, and I'm not part of a Toma. I don't know the situation, so I have no say. But thanks for clarifying everything. I'm going to watch the second video, so I reply late. And so at this point, Powhatan History is responding to the content Tajuana shared. Powhatan History at this point did not know shit about what I had shared. You know what I'm saying? And so I think it's normal. Yeah, I think it's normal when your friend is like sitting there sending you certain videos that you're there to support your friend. You're just gonna be like, oh wow, that's so fucked up. Like that's a normal fucking response. All right.
I feel very confused when I was invited to speak on something I have no knowledge of. Typical of that group. In fact, it's really typical. Sorry, I had to charge. And my cousin doing all that is messy as fuck, and it angers me that she's involving herself in matters that have nothing to do with her and even going to your friends with bullshit. What? Talking about how they were attacking a Lakota?
I'll own up to what
Yeah.
I said.
What did you say? You said that's not what you said?
I'll own up to what I said.
Oh, you'll own up to what you said. Okay.
My bad.
Well, like if you don't know the facts of the case and someone's sitting there like, hey, this person's just talking shit about me. And, you know, usually once that happens, 9 times out of 10, the other person is not going to have these types of evidence. So that's going to be the case usually. In a lot of situations where you say, hey, so-and-so's gossiping about me, most of the time when someone's gossiping, they don't have the evidence for things because they were just gossiping, right? And so that's like kind of a normal response, you know, to think, in my opinion.
Talking about how they were attacking a Lakota? Yeah, but you guys are speaking on Lakota business.
Where it says, I had this Lakota attack me only because I'm her cousin. All I told him was, are you okay? Because he was being verbally attacked by their panel. So is that about the Lakota goes to war situation?
I think so, yeah. I don't know.
So that was actually totally different situation. So Lakota and Mono don't get along. And I didn't know about that because because that fight was me finding out they don't get along. And I had no idea about that. And so, yeah, I don't want to speak. I cannot speak to any of that. I still don't know what the fuck happened with any of that. But previously, Lakota goes to where Mono did get along. But not everybody in Mono's circle. So Mono doesn't get along with Lakota, but a lot of people in Mono's circle does get along with Lakota. So that's not necessarily like accurate to say that Mono's well, I guess the panel he was in, because it was Woken AI and Mono together attacking Lakota Goes to War that night. So those two attacking Lakota Goes to War. And I don't know Woken AI Wokes at all.
Kiki was on here earlier.
Yeah, she had dropped.
Okay.
Yeah, she dropped a bit ago. I think Better Boy dropped too. Fucking, but yeah, so I don't know, so I don't know what had happened, but basically a lot of the rest of the panel has no issue with Lakota Goes to War. But anyway, that night, Lakota was really upset about the way he was being treated. And so me and Paladin History goes, because we didn't know what the fuck was happening. We had no idea that they were fighting. So we show up in the live stream because we were just fucking bored. And so then we're like, what the fuck is going on? And we're just like kind of dicking around in the chat because we just didn't understand the gravity of it. Because, you know, we just thought, like, everybody fucking fights on TikTok. So we just thought it was just another stupid fight. We didn't realize it was like something that was heavier, you know, because we didn't know the background. And so apparently whatever the issue was really did upset Lakota Goes to War. I hope he's okay. And so whenever we go to check on Lakota Goes to War, he was like, y'all were in that chat, in that panel, so fuck you. You know, like, he was really upset because of how he was treated. We were not in the panel. We were just in the chat. And we didn't say anything negative. Like, we were not supporting negative speak on Lakota Goes to War. We were only just dicking around with each other in the chat. But yeah, but he was just really upset, you know. But he apologized to me after that in message. He said he was sorry he took it out on us. And I told him, don't worry about it. Because, like, I understand what it's like to be mad and to be in a weird social situation and to not know, like, who has good intentions for you. You know, I understand that. So I told him, don't worry about it at all. But yeah, so that's all cleared up. Sorry I'm talking so much. I'm going to just hit play.
You got Lakota friends. But weren't you just on a panel with Flo? That's why you got cussed out? Because you playing both sides? It's me sending a bunch of these videos that I have on my page.
I just explained the context to that. Like that argument was between Lakota and Mono, and me and Paladin History didn't know about that. We had nothing to do with that, all right? We just showed up at the wrong place at the wrong time. Whoops.
Period.
They have, but she has disability, so it's not like how a regular person would get. Exactly. True, I just don't like some things she does in regards to my tribes and the misinformation she tells people.
Oh, what misinformation do I tell people?
Oh wait, are we talking about Flo?
No, I think you're talking about me. Or I don't know who you're talking about here, but I thought y'all were still talking about me.
Oh, I know what it is. It's about Flo because it's just like the whole miscommunication beforehand and how I thought Flo was a Pretendian at one point.
Okay, so that's about Flo. I thought it was about me. So for Flo, here's the thing with Flo. We love Flo in terms of like nothing against Flo. There was only some lineage questions, and I'm gonna tell y'all the specific reason there were lineage questions. Hold on, I wrote this down. Let me see. Because I just want to clear the air, and we asked her directly, so this has already been cleared up with her. First of all, so this isn't like I'll go make sure she sees this video so she knows we discussed it publicly. But this is all things that we asked her straight up to her face, discussed with her straight up to her face already, and we did that off TikTok. We did that in Snapchat. But yeah, so previously we had some issues because she had claimed that she was a descendant of Opechekana and that she was a descendant of Chief Cornstalk, and she was claiming that Opechekana was Chief Cornstalk, which does not make any sense in our history. And we looked into it, and Chief Cornstalk is apparently a Cherokee dude, not Powhatan. So, yeah. And then she was claiming that Talita was was Yapasal's wife, and Tralita is also somebody who is apparently Cherokee, not Powhatan. So those two issues, did come up in our conversation. We did clarify that with her, and things of that nature, And so we do still have so there are things that she said where I believe, like if she gets that lineage confirmed, and if those statements are true, I believe that is definitely part of our history. And there are other things that she has said where I'm like, that doesn't align with the history I've been taught as far as I'm aware, ever. And so I actually wanted to ask a Cherokee friend, I wish Kiki was still here, about Chief Cornstalk and Talita, but I'm going to do that eventually. But yeah, so anyway, we addressed those issues with Florette already. But yeah.
People, oh, okay. Then, oh yeah, this is the part where, so, on Deaf Child's thing. Imagine finding out someone you know fled another state after facing persecution for 7 felony counts that include theft, forgery.
Oh, she said prosecution. I thought she said prostitution earlier, and I went on this whole rant about prostitutes. It's just so funny to me. But did she not pull up the court record? Ain't that funny? She's pulling up the video, but she's not pulling up the court record. So she's acting like that's just like this random fucking thing, that, oh, I'm just accusing her of this for no fucking reason or some bullshit. But okay. Right here. She's acting like she was not indicted on 7 felony counts. She was. She was prosecuted on 7 felony counts. Prosecuted on 7 felony counts meant that they prosecuted you legally, that they went through the legal court trial. Okay? It does not necessarily mean you were found guilty or officially charged with all actually, no, you can be charged but convicted. So she was charged with 7 counts. That does not mean she was convicted of all 7. But to be convicted or not convicted, you have to be prosecuted. So when you are charged on when you have a count that is charged, that is prosecuted, okay? So it is a fact that she was prosecuted on 7 felony counts. And Tajuana Thornton, OSC, right here, is in relation to that. And I also want to point out, if I was wrong about her being Tajuana Thornton, then why wouldn't she say that in this video? Why, you know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't she say that, right? So does that mean I'm right about her being Tajuana Thornton? And if I'm right about her being Tajuana Thornton, doesn't that mean her mother is Susan C. Farquer Thornton Robinson, right? So that means we can prove she lied on her lineage, right? Because again, mind you, she's claiming right here that her mother's name is, let's see if we can see it. She's claiming that her mother's name right here is blank K period walks, right under where it has this little number right here where you see Harley MFN Quinn. Under the Harley MFN Quinn, it's yellow highlight, and in that yellow highlight you see that black scratch through. That's where the name is, and it's black, and then it says K period walks. Okay, so here it's also claiming that's the alleged mother at the top right here. It's claiming that the child is Tajuana, the alleged mother is walks, comma, blacked out with a K period here, and it's claiming that race is Native American. And then it gives us this chart, and I want to point out also that this is not shows no form of verification of who's verifying this information. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody can just put, look, I can hold on, hold up, I don't know what the fuck I just hit, but that, here we go. Does this make me Native American right here? I just made a, I just did here. I just made a document, this document. I typed I am Native American on it. Is this proof I'm Native American, y'all? Or here, my mother's name is now, who's gonna be my mom? Ladybug, Ladybug, you're gonna be my mom now. Mother's Ladybug, father, Feather Boy. Okay, race, Native. Does this make me
It's
Native?
past your bedtime. Just kidding.
I can prove I'm Native. Like literally anybody can just put this shit in a document and then put it up. You know what I mean? To me, that's not verification or proof of shit. What this statement of paper is, okay? And also, so if your mother is not Susan C. Thornton, Farquer Robinson, right? Then if your mother is actually blank K period walks, that would mean that you would have to be adopted or some shit, right? But what doesn't make sense is in what world would a Lakota enrolled mother not have ICWA in place? In what world would the Lakota tribe let one of their members go to a white family before they took in their own? I just want to know, what world? That's what I don't understand. ICWA would apply. She should have been placed with a Lakota family if she were adopted. So, and then in the court records where it's talking about Susan C. Thornton giving up Tajuana to foster care, and they claimed adoption was not an option because she had too close of a relationship with her mother, Susan C. Thornton. So you can see why I don't think her mom is this walk bitch, right? Just putting that out there.
Telecommunications fraud. But that shit was almost 17 years ago. Wait.
So she said that shit was almost 10 or 15 years ago? Is that what she just said? No, that shit happened in 2017. Well, I guess that is 10 or 15. That's 12. That's 9 years ago. 8 to 9 years ago. That's not 10 or 15. That's 8 to 9. All right? And that's you admitting that's you in these paperwork, in my opinion. So if you're admitting that I told the truth, that means I didn't lie, right? And if you're admitting that I told the truth, that means I'm not being messy. I just shared the facts, right?
Then saying I fled the state. Please tell me how me moving here is me fleeing from something I took the blame for 16, almost 17 years ago.
You got that time period wrong because the paperwork, look at this, 2017. Yeah. You didn't take the blame.
So, Also, I just want to throw in there, like, my man would never allow me to take the fall for 7 felonies that he committed. Like, my man would never.
Yep. It's like, what type of man is that? And she's sitting there so proud, like, yeah, I went to jail for my man. And we're all over here like, what a fucking dumbass.
5 years probation and 3 months on house arrest. How is that me fleeing? This is where he's talking about, see what I said, probably because they keep speaking for the Lakotas, and the Lakota community has already spoke up for me, which is true.
So, I was not able to get them on panel today because they actually had way more important shit to do. So I didn't even fucking ask because there was some other way more important, serious, real shit going on for this friend, and I felt like being like, hey, come into my panel to go over this just felt really vapid in comparison. But my Lakota friends, and that would be Chris, as and then her relative Clown Horse, they confirmed to me that they did not believe that Harley was a relative of theirs. And another person who is a Lakota relative of the Pine Ridge Reservation. I've had 3 Lakotas of the Pine Ridge Reservation tell me that to their knowledge, she had no relation to them or any Lakota tribal member. And so I have been asking, what was that?
Hey, Dev Child.
Mm-hmm.
When you went back on those videos on her page, the one that you were saying she blocked you, did you see the video in there where she stated that Chris went and apologized to her?
I have not seen that yet. I have not gone through these videos at all. This is a first time reaction.
Okay.
And I'm using this earlybird.com, URLEBIRD, like URL, earlybird.com. And then you can type in her profile and it'll pop up. I'm going to put a link to that in the chat. Here, I'll put that in Discord. And I put that in the live chat for this live stream as well. If y'all want to see the videos that Harley Quinn did, even if she blocked you. Fuck it. So.
True, they came at his teeth, face, his skin. It was ugly. So we're attacking Lakotas now. Exactly, like that's over and done with, and it's now being used against you. Like it's not even relevant anymore. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh.
And again, at this point, he didn't understand the gravity of these charges. He had looked at her side, but he hadn't looked into what I had to say about it.
I can talk to my elders on trying to get this down, as she's not only adding on to the situation, she's making it worse, as she has no say. Now I'm gonna leave that part alone. Watch this.
Knows who want to claim Indigenous or whatever. And one of them was Raina. She came into the fucking chat and started gifting him. I was talking about her. Now, Ladybug comes in the car.
Now, mind you, so previously, like, they had been talking about me and all of that. This part here, this has nothing to do with me.
It says something about nobody will hold her accountable. I said, who are you talking about? And she said, Harley. I said, ain't nobody on this fucking panel talking about Harley.
But when you guys talking about her?
She's a fucking dork. She's one of those white women that be like, I love Mexican food.
So here's what I don't understand. So this group right here that she's showing the panel for, they do not like Carolina. They don't get along with Carolina, to my understanding, for the most part. So here, she's showing a clip of Carolina where she's like, none of us are talking about Harley, because no one in that panel would have been. Carolina's not part of this group anymore, even if she used to be in good standing or friends. They all used to be friends. Now they're not. So I don't understand this part, but I don't have that context.
Right. Taco Bell. Right. Not Taco Bell. She's one of those people that think Taco Bell's authentic Mexican. And she don't even know how to speak Apache. And she's double colonized because she knows English and Spanish, and that's the only time when she wants to think she's so multilingual, she has to go tapa, mira. Records of her falsifying documents. So I don't give a fuck about what DNA test they showed to Manny. She showed me that same DNA test.
Okay, so I think this live stream, it wasn't last night, but the night before.
Correct.
So right here, where I say right here, the only people I've tried to get people to get away from is the guy that essayed me and his supporters. And that is a fact. I have never in my life tried to get people to isolate or get away from anybody, even if I don't think they're necessarily a good person to be around. And the reason I did publish these documentations, particularly related to the fraud, which she admitted to, is because, you know, I believe that's a matter of public safety, in terms of safeguarding our resources and how we could be treated and what could be done to us if it was done to others. Now, mind you, right here, I'm going to replay this because I got distracted by seeing myself. I'm vapid. All right, hold up.
Records of her falsifying documents. So I don't give a fuck about what DNA test they.
So regarding the records of her falsifying documents, at this point, I had already done the research that I showed you guys on her parents, and I had already been discussing this. So they were already aware of that material.
They showed to Manny. She showed me that same DNA test. And I told her to show it to my friend, who was Lakota. And I said, well, tell her, show her. And she didn't want to. It's like she was scared to do it.
Now, this is the friend that he was talking about. This is me sending my DNA, which he didn't know I had already sent before he said that. Since she was calling me a white girl in another live. Sure, I'm white passing, but DNA don't lie, baby. Talk what you know, sincerely the white girl.
And we've already debunked this DNA because this DNA is claiming that she is 75% African and indigenous, and that she is like 25% or some shit like that European, if I'm not mistaken. I forget the numbers, but it's something like that, all right? And it's not possible because based on the genealogical research we've shown, she must be at least 50% European. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Catch this in the comments. She replied, I don't give a shit. You ain't one of us. So her Lakota friend, she just said before, this was her Lakota friend. Look right here. It says, look, this is from Chris. She says, I don't give a shit. You ain't one of us. Chris is Lakota. Chris is enrolled in the Pine Ridge Reservation. Chris descends from Regina Brave, okay? Chris's grandmother literally is one of the biggest badasses bitches in fucking history, okay? She has stood up against a white man when it comes to Standing Rock. She was there for Wounded Knee. All right, you need to put some motherfucking respect on Chris's name, on Chris's family name, and if you disrespect Chris and her family, fuck you. All right, thank you for your time. Okie dokie.
Now, this is the friend that he was talking about.
Chris does not consider her a Lakota relative. No person who I know that is enrolled Lakota from the Pine Ridge Reservation has ever claimed her as their relative.
She was calling me a white girl in another live. Sure, I'm white passing, but DNA don't lie, baby. Talk what you know, sincerely the white girl.
Now, mind you guys, like, hold on, let me just pull up a picture of my fucking family because, you know, shit. I know I'm white, so let me provide my context here. I'm just going to dox myself just enough to show you guys that my dad's side is native. So that's my father. This is my father. This is my mom and my dad. This is my pop, my dad's dad, and my dad's mom. Both of them have Powhatan ancestry. My dad's dad, he is African descent, Native American descent, and European descent. My dad's mom is Native American descent and European descent. My mom is completely European. My dad's dad descends from the Mattaponi, Pamunkey, and the Potawatomi tribes. My dad's mom descends from the Nansemond, Potawatomi, and Pamunkey tribes. All right. So altogether, I descend from 4 Powhatan tribes from these 2 parents right here. Okie dokie. Now, next up, let's go to my family tree. Well, I don't know what the fuck this is. Is this my family tree? Who knows? Oh yeah, this is it. Okay, great. So now let me show you my family tree. I'm just gonna show you the Carney line because my last name is Carney. So to me, that makes the most sense. And my dad's, this is where I get some of my ancestry from. Here we go. So Wahanga Noche Arroya, right here. Alrighty, let's check this out. This is my 12th great grandfather. My lineage has been confirmed by the Potomac tribal historian William Dale, as well as reviewed by the Mattapanna Enrollment Office through Olivia Garcia. And if you are Native American, I am happy to send you proof of this anytime you fucking want, because I'm not about to be speaking on Native issues without fucking proving that I know who the fuck my ancestors are. Thank you for your time. Now, Harley cannot show us who the fuck her Native ancestors are. Who the fuck are they? I don't fucking know. She can't tell.
Okay. That I made. And her apologizing to me and Ampo?
Marcy's 55 years old, or 56. Marcy's 55 years old, or 56.
This is the whole live where she was apologizing. It's on.
And can I see you? I have a gift.
It was very beautiful.
A gift for you.
But you guys are still ragging on what happened between me and her? Do I need to keep showing y'all some liars?
All you've done is show that you're the liar and we're telling the truth. Thank you for your time.
And fake fucks. Like, I'm white. I'm the most white person. At least pick a lane. Blah, blah, blah. I do more for the Native community than any of y'all. On that.
Oh, I just screamed, y'all. I'm sorry.
That's wild.
I think I just woke up.
That is wild.
Oh my god, I just screamed, y'all. This was my Discord panel heard me scream, but not my YouTube, because it was muted on YouTube but not on Discord. Y'all heard me scream.
What did she do again?
She says she did more for the Native community than any of us, including Chris.
I'm literally part of the revitalization of our language. The fuck is she on about? Does she even speak Lakota?
Right. And then when it comes to, hold up, guest panel with the chat here. So Midwest was asking me, why am I not enrolled, and were my tribe's lineal descendant based? My tribes are lineal descendant based, and when it comes to why I myself am not enrolled, that would be related to my family history and my parents' divorce. My mom did everything she could to keep us from our dad, and back in 1993, the tribes I descend from didn't have the federal recognition. One of the tribes I descend from did, but 3 of them did not. They were only state recognized. 2 of them have gotten federal recognition since then, and 1 of them has the application in. But anyway, so it was more about my family history has that complexity to it, as well as how my father, he qualifies for enrollment, but he didn't stay community connected because of the genocide of 1666. What happened with our family lineage after that, we were forced out of our lands. And our ancestors, one of my ancestors, he was stolen and murdered, and another one of my ancestors was stolen and kidnapped. And so then my ancestors who descended from them that survived, they were basically fighting, but the Europeans took the women as their slaves, and so my family escaped to survive. And so yeah, there was that issue as well. But I'm actually on that journey now. It's not simple. My tribes, you can't just enroll just because you descend from them. You know, even if you can prove you're a descendant, even if you can prove that you meet the criteria, like your fucking mother or grandfather could be enrolled. And if you're not enrolled, you can't just enroll just because they're your parents. You know, you have to actually be involved in the community and show you've done certain work to be in the community before they enroll you. And that's the journey I'm on now. And I can prove that to my tribal members with email from William Dale, and like all of that nature. Where I'm taking the steps for now is my language learning journey. I've been invited into language class. I've been invited to powwow. I was invited into their Facebook group for the Eastern Woodland Revitalization. And so I've taken the steps, the first initial steps. I'm beginning to learn my language. I'm beginning to be active within the community. And right now I'm doing everything I can to get on my feet with my work life so I can show up. So for me, I'm on that journey, but it's not a simple journey. You don't just get to enroll just because you have the DNA. You have to show and be part of the community. And I'm just getting started. And what William Dale tells me is it's a lifelong journey. Don't feel like you have to be everything all at once just because you just found out. Like, take your time. What's meant for you is gonna still be there, you know? And so that's where I'm at. But yeah, sorry I got distracted because he had asked like why aren't I enrolled, and I was like, let me go off on that real quick. Um, but yeah, fucking yeah. Sorry guys. Back to this. I talk too much.
That panel. And that's facts. Visual proof that I've been doing it longer than TikTok been around too.
Okay, where she's saying that she's done more for the Native community than all of us, I don't know what the fuck she's done for the Native community. I believe she might be a protest tourist, but I don't think that makes you someone that necessarily has achieved something for us, you know? Has Harley ever done anything for you guys, for your community? No? Okay.
Nope.
But yeah, alright, moving on. What else is this bitch saying
Sorry,
about
I
us?
was folding laundry.
Oh, you're all good?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, we gotta stay productive. See, look at us. We are multifaceted. Okay, so here's where we're at next. Next one.
Talking about, I'll just show you. Wait, I'll just show you.
That child's my cousin. Like, I didn't know their beef. I didn't need to know their beef to be kind to people and shit like that. And then they just got mad at me and just fucking went like, started bitching.
Because you were talking the same shit about the same person on the panel.
I don't fucking accept the request.
Yes, it was literally right before this
Yeah, I accidentally fucking muted
panel
myself.
too.
Caucasian woman, she goes into native spaces and manipulates them into her lapdogs. And as Shona always
Really
tells
hammer
you,
down, but you was
tells
just
people,
praising me and Manny's
me
live?
and Ladybug actually went and made a Lakota girl cry
She's not
on
Lakota.
Cholo's panel, defending her because we thought that she was legit native and we look like fucking dumbasses, right? But at least we can admit that because we're not like those people that be like, oh, I'm right the rest of my life. We went up there and we hurt this girl's feelings, and she was a really nice woman who was honest. And that's how you know.
AKA my brother's friend. My brother who's on the run for a DV protection order violation.
Can't be out here looking like dumbasses. And so that's what happened. Harley is a Pretendian.
And so that wasn't even her brother. And yeah, I'm not going to speak on that situation. I'm trying not to say anything on that because I know that there are still legal actions still taking place on that. So I'm not trying to speak on that situation at all. It's her that keeps bringing it up. And I think she keeps bringing it up to try and provoke people into saying something that could, make it difficult for that person. But all I will say is she keeps claiming somebody is her brother, but we can prove that is likely not her brother. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just putting that out there. Yeah. So there was so I don't have access to this video documentation, but Midwest is saying who needs shit spread on their walls. So there was some video footage put out there apparently where there was something on the wall that appears to look as if it could be shit smeared on the wall. We don't know what it is. No one knows what is on the wall, if it's actually shit or not, but it just looks like it. So there's like a running joke that she spread shit on the wall. But yeah, like it's just, I have to find that video from somewhere to see if I can show you guys what we're meaning. But I didn't prep that for this stream, so I'll do that on a different time.
Who knows? She's actually got arrest records of her falsifying documents. So I don't give a fuck about what DNA test they showed to Manny. She showed me that same DNA test. And I told her to show it to my friend, who was Lakota.
Which I did.
And I said, well, tell her, show her.
And that person responded that you were not claimed. And also, that little DNA test, not only does it not prove that you're Lakota, because just because you have DNA that is Native American doesn't necessarily mean that you are connected to an indigenous community. For example, a lot of people in our southern indigenous borders, not everybody, but a good percentage of the population really do have Native American ancestry. However, they are not connected to the tribe. They're not connected to their pueblos, to their communities. They don't necessarily call it a tribe. It works differently in our southern indigenous population. But I'm just using them as a reference because they're easy to, because a lot of them, the way with their history, they do present indigenous and they look indigenous and they have the indigenous history, they have the indigenous ancestry, but they don't have a current active cultural community connection to an indigenous community, and they're not part of actually currently keeping indigenous ways alive, you know? And so there also is a difference between being a descendant, like I claim to be a descendant, versus being connected to your community, enrolled in the community, active in the community. Now, based on the genealogical research we've done, I believe she's at least 50% European. I don't know her father's side. I'm not saying her father is or is not native. That's not what I'm here to say. I'm only here to say that her mother, I can prove without a doubt, if her mother is Susan C. Thornton, that without a doubt she is European. So she's at least 50% European, which would make the documents she is showing lies, in my opinion.
And she didn't want to. It's like she was scared to do it.
Show the receipts, because I just showed mine.
Honestly, you cannot tell me this white-looking bitch, the most whitest-looking bitch that I've ever met, is native. I'm sorry. Come on. You don't act native, you don't look native, you might as well not be native. Like, at least act or look native before you try to claim native. I think, in my opinion, you require one of the others, one of them, right?
So the Apache act
if you're
like
gonna
you?
move like a white woman and look like a white woman, there's no point. There is no point in you trying to reclaim your indigenous identity. Because you don't care about us, you do it for personal gain. You want to be native so you can be accepted into native spaces and be able to tell another white woman, oh, by the way, I'm gone.
Now let's look at these arrest records. So, community control for the theft, dismissal, 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 dismissal. Holy, I wonder why that is.
So do you see right here where it's saying disposition, May 16th, 2016, and they're saying the dispositions here for the dismissal? This is the date that the dismissal was filed, right? So what I'm seeing, what I believe right here, if I'm not mistaken, because if this was dismissed, it would be here. So look, let's Google State versus Thornton, 2017 dismissal. This is not related. These are different cases, I believe. I do not believe that these cases are related to her. So I cannot find, it would be published. I have not found any of the records. So here, we've already reviewed the record where it shows that she was found guilty for the theft, that it was modified, and that counts were dismissed. So as I've said, there's a difference between being prosecuted and charged with a crime versus being convicted of it. I never claimed that she was convicted of all of the charges against her. I've only stated that she was prosecuted for those charges and that that court proceeding happened and that she was charged with those counts, right? And that she was found guilty of the theft. And according to the legal documents, to my understanding, that is the case. So, Thornton, right here, it says Thornton waived her right to a jury trial and pleaded guilty to one count of theft and violation. The court accepted her guilty plea. What the count that she ended up pleading guilty on is one of those counts, okay? So she was indicted for 7 counts, and she was found guilty and pleaded guilty on 1. Alrighty? Now, here, and that's normal. Like in any court proceeding, what happens is they basically try to charge you with as much as they can to see what sticks. They just throw spaghetti at the wall, okay? Now, we can see here in the screenshot that she's showing, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we've got here 6. These are 6 charges here. So that would align with what I'm telling you guys, where she was found guilty for 1 of the 7 charges that was put on her. That aligns. Alrighty? If this charge right here where she was found guilty, if there was an update, if that was dropped, legally those court records should be made public, but they are not made public at this point to my knowledge. If anybody ever finds that record, I'll still look for it every now and then. If anybody ever finds that record, then I will do a correction. I'll issue a correction and show that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Midwest thinks she needs a job with a scary movie. I think, that could be a good job for her, perhaps a haunted house, things of that nature. That's actually a great career field for her to consider because we know that she needs work.
Oh. Do I really need to keep showing how fucked up these people are and how much they lie? Oh.
So when did I lie? Where is the lie? And how is sharing the truth that you did steal over $5,000? How is that fucked up? So me talking about how you stole money is fucked up, but you stealing money isn't because it was so long ago? Got it. Okay.
But I'm this Pretendian who's got I act white and I don't do nothing native. I don't act native.
Well, when you look at the fact that you were basically crying to the police officers that you had police officer friends, that's a very white person thing to do. And at the fact of the matter is, if you think that you're just as white as I am at the end of the day, phenotypically, you are just as white as me at the end of the day, phenotypically. If you have indigenous ancestry, I'm not doubting whether or not it could exist on your dad's side, but on your mom's side, you were proven without a doubt to basically be 100% European on that side. So I believe you're at least 50% European.
Does the Apache act like this? Apache people, please elaborate. Is this how y'all act? Is he speaking for y'all at this point? Because he claims to be Apache, but he's acting like a bitch. Like straight up.
Coming from a bitch who can't even speak her fucking language.
Is this what the Apache act like?
That's what a Wasichu acts like.
And as for Ladybug, is this what the Dene act like? I could have sworn every Dene that I've met was very humble, very respectful, didn't involve themselves in messy shit. Wasn't ever messy. Ladybug and Shona are the only messy Dene females that I've ever met.
She's really talking about my parents negatively.
So, I'm confused on how one is supposed to act native. And if I'm so white, how would I reclaim indigeneity? Get your lies together, feather cunt.
That makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? She's sitting there like, how am I reclaiming indigeneity if I'm white? That means you're lying when we can prove that she's at least 50% white. So no one's denying if she has any indigenous ancestry on her dad's side, which we haven't looked into yet. But what we are saying is you claim that your mother was 100% Native American, right? In that document, you're claiming your mother is Native American, but we can prove your mother is European, so that's confusing. And you also claim your mother is a redacted first name with a middle name initial being K and the last name being Walks. But you've also confirmed that you're Tajuana Thornton. And we know without a doubt that if you're Tajuana Thornton, your mother should be Susanne C. Thornton. Her maiden name Farquer, her married name Robinson, which would mean you're not Native, right? On that side, like you said you were. And then the DNA results claim that it's like less than 25% European, but we know that you're at least 50% European. So, right. And there's a reason you're not showing your name on those DNA results. There's a reason you're not showing where the fuck any sort of official DNA test came from, why you would hide where that DNA test is from. There's a reason you're redacting the names and all of that.
Get your lies together. You're fucking up again. So this is actually a MMIW performance that I had did with Che Jim, in fact, before he became famous.
And here is why we call her a tourist. And look how, like, no one in there looks like they want to be in that picture except for her. But anyway, so this is why I call you a Pretendian tourist, a tourist Pretendian. You know what? I think I put this on my LinkedIn. So I'm also gone to protest, but the difference between us is I'm somebody who I don't fucking sit there and try and take pictures of myself at the protest, but I have gotten a picture taken of me at the protest by a news outlet. Let's see here. I was glitter bombing a Nazi 2017 at the protest for Take 'em Down NOLA in order to get racist monuments removed. So this guy had a sign and it was saying on one side, Muslim scum leave NOLA, and I forgot what it said on the other side, but the other side, it was something about black people on the other side. And so this guy had a racist sign, and so this picture caught the beginning of me glitter bombing him. I had just popped the cap open on my can of glitter, and I had just started shaking it at him, and then he was hitting me with the poster. So I held down the poster, I took the glitter, and I popped the can off, the top off the can, I mean, and I started just throwing the glitter all over that dude, just everywhere, you know. So I got to glitter bomb a Nazi at a protest. And that's the only photo of me taken at a protest. And I did not take it of myself. It was just taken of me because this was before I was sober, so I was drunk as shit at this protest, and I was kind of acting a little out of hand. I should have really calmed down, but I had a great time. But fucking, so, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand going to protest and making a change, and this protest actually made a difference. We actually got racist monuments taken down in New Orleans, and they were renaming streets too. So, for example, Jefferson Davis Highway is now Norman C. Francis. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we actually were able to make a difference with those protests and all of that. So I understand being proud of your work in social work. However, I will say no protest I've ever been to was it a situation in which we're sitting there taking selfies of ourselves, because that's not safe to do at a protest. I cannot for the life of me understand how you're going to these protests and you're more focused on taking pictures for the gram than being in the moment. You know what I'm saying? I think it's one thing to be at a protest and want to film certain speeches or certain ceremonies that could be happening, because those could be important to document, to preserve. But I think just going to protest and then just taking selfies is like, you're not there to protest or be part of the movement. You're there to be a tourist at the protest, in my opinion. But that's just me.
Yeah, that's me right here.
This black handprint really bothers me. The entire premise is for it to be a red handprint. And the red, it represents a lot of things, but what I think of it as is the blood spilled from missing and murdered Indigenous people. And what bothers me about her putting a black handprint on her face, it just feels like a form of blackface as it relates to people in that community who do have certain skin conditions that cause different discolorations or different colorations. I don't know the correct words to use, so I apologize if I'm being problematic. You know what I mean? I think there's like a lot of issues with just putting a bunch of black paint on your face. Now, I know, not all black face paint means you're trying to blackface, right? I know that for sure. For example, if you want to be a skeleton, there's a way to use black face paint appropriately. However, whenever it comes to the condition of missing and murdered Indigenous people, and when you look at that in relation to the Black Lives Matter movement, I just feel like using black face paint on your face in relation to all of that seems very disingenuous.
By the way, in Cincinnati. Only time they've ever paid tribute. Fucking racist ass city. But yeah. That was in 2019, by the way. Yeah, 2019, 2022.
But Midwest said that black paint is a sign of knowledge. A sign of war to his knowledge. My bad, I'm saying the wrong damn thing. All right, yes, I understand that. I just feel like for her to do it doesn't sit right with me, because her lineage is not confirmed to be Indigenous. You know what I'm saying? That's what doesn't sit right with me. Like, if this was somebody who I knew was Lakota for sure, it would be a different story. You know what I mean?
Me out there with AIM, protesting the Cleveland team.
I feel like there's got to be a different discussion on the social issues behind AIM as well. But yeah.
Yep. And this is the girl they made cry.
Okay, so Raven is not Lakota. She is Anishinaabe. She's Ojibwe, to my understanding, if I'm not wrong. Now, Raven is my friend. I love Raven, and if I'm not gonna speak on that issue because I don't know what happened, and to my knowledge, they cleared it all up already. So. But if I were around for that, and if I had known that was happening, I would have tried to step in and correct that shit because Raven is amazing. I feel like what happened with Raven was probably similar as to what she was trying to do with me, but at that point, like so much history had happened that then they started to seek through her. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
But she's not Lakota. Okay. 2019. Okay. Yep, performance. Yeah, super performative. I'm a fake. Okay.
Now, I just want to put it out there, though. These pictures don't necessarily, they're not proof that she's native. Okay? Like, when you look at people like Buffy St. Marie, and if you also look at, so there was another lady, and I was debating whether or not to pull this up, but I feel like it fits. So, there's this lady, Thomasina Jordan. Let's talk about her. So, who was Thomasina Jordan? All right? So, a lot of people in Virginia already know who this bitch is. But basically, what she's known for is she was known as Red Hawk Woman, and she was known for calling herself an American Indian activist, right? Who was supposed to be the first American Indian to serve in the United States Electoral College in 1988. So here's the thing. And she apparently did all of these things for Native community, blah, 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 blah. And that's her Wikipedia references, etc. So, now, in the 80s and 90s, she was very known for going to Virginia powwows, okay? And when she was at the powwow, she got to network, and she networked with everybody in charge, all of the elders, the enrolled members, scholars, tribal leaders, etc. Now, at these powwows, she started approaching non-enrolled members and descendants, most to have appeared to have obvious African admixture. Usually they were unenrolled for the same reason, and she would question them, asking them why they were even present at the powwow. Now, if any had avowed ties to any tribe outside of Virginia, and she would also say that she never heard of a black person who was native descended, and she would claim that we would never accept you and would openly and publicly question the legitimacy of natives. So then people who idolized her, they realized what she was doing and they turned the other way, or if they felt the same way as she did, But there was like a lot of people were denying her behavior and how problematic she was being as well. Okay? Now, so that's putting that out there. So eventually she was ridiculing a New England Native American who asked her about her enrollment. She was asking around home about her. So the Mashpee Wampanoag claimed they didn't know who she was and that she wasn't enrolled. So did the Pequot tribes and the Long Island tribes. The Narragansetts did not know who she was. And then a rumor started that she was not Native at all. So then Miss Thomasina Jordan was questioning people, telling them that they did not belong at the powwow. But as soon as she would walk away, another unenrolled Native would walk up and share that Thomasina wasn't Native at all. She was of Russian descent and Jewish, and besides, who was she to gatekeep? But it was just a rumor, or was it? So, who was Thomasina Jordan? Where did she come from? What tribe did she come from? Who were her people? Miss Jordan was somewhat of a chameleon who used multiple names throughout her life. April 1943, listed as Eve Claire Schwartz Sanger. 1949, listed as Eve Claire Sherry. 1950, Thomasina Evelyn Cozy. 1972, Thomasina Eve Jordan. 1979, Thomasina E. Jordan. 1988, Thomasina Elizabeth Jordan. And then with the biographical information she provided, but when she applied to Social Security, they also got Eve Claire Schwartz Sanger, race is white, father Stephen E. St. Clair, mother Arian M. Sanborn. Okay, so using this, this is what they found, that she was not indigenous. She was Russian. Okay? So, isn't the aren't there some, and then like this is a fraud, basically. She's telling people they don't belong, but meanwhile she's the fraud. Isn't Thomasina Jordan a lot like Harley Quinn? Aren't there some uncanny similarities here? Does anybody else think that? Just me? Anyway, so I just wanted to put that out there because, just because you show up to the cultural events, just because you dress a certain way, doesn't mean you are native, okay? A lot of people culturally appropriate indigenous dress, indigenous events, indigenous culture, indigenous language. That doesn't mean that they themselves are native. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to put that out there. She's doing all of this to say, act like she's native and more native than others, yet she will not show any sort of proof that actually connects her as a Lakota descendant, which I find to be extremely problematic. Meanwhile, she's saying not to speak on Lakota issues, while we have actual enrolled Lakota people saying they do not claim her. You know what I'm saying? So.
I'm not in my community. Okay. I don't act native. Getting Columbus Day abolished in Cincinnati. But okay. Indigenous Peoples Day, which I made a shit ton of fried bread for. But I'm not native enough, right? The protest against them little white boys that went and got in Elder Nathan's face, the little MAGA brats from that Kentucky monastery school. Yeah, this was out front there. By the way. But I'm not native enough, right? Going to ceremony. I love the whole background, Way to change. We all know what that is. Sunset. It was beautiful. But I'm not native enough. When was the last time?
So all of this I find very problematic, right? Because, there are people who are native. They've never been to ceremony. They've never been to their res or anything of that nature, but they know who their ancestors are. They can speak their language, and they just don't have the resources to get back to their community. But they know their language. They know their family. They never lost their traditions, etc., right? So where she's sitting there like, oh, I have the resources to get on this res, which makes me more native than others, is extremely problematic. And it kind of reinforces stereotypes that can lead to negating actual indigenous people, in my opinion. And she does this without proving her actual ancestry, which really bothers me.
Any of you bitches in that group went to ceremony. Let's be real. Auntie was laid out. It was hot. She's a white lady with a black scent. I wasn't raised in the hood, though.
Being raised in the hood doesn't mean shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I do not understand this. In every place I've ever lived, it's a predominantly African American, a predominantly black community. In every place that I've ever lived, if you go out on my street, I'm about to move, so fuck it. I'm gonna just say it. I literally live by Margie's Lounge right now, okay, in New Orleans. All right, I live Gerttown, right next to Holly Grove. You know what I'm saying? I've been living in Gerttown and Holly Grove for a decade now, okay? When I went to high school here, I went to Riverdale High School, Jefferson Parish. A lot of the times I was hanging out in the Shrewsbury neighborhood, to let you guys know where I've been. And I've been in many places surrounded by predominantly black community, which I very much appreciate. And to me, I don't understand this whole thing of, oh, I know black people, so therefore, so therefore I can speak and appropriate their culture. That really bothers me. And where she thinks it's okay to appropriate black culture just because she's around black people, that to me shows why she doesn't see the problem in appropriating native culture just because she's around natives. You know what I'm saying? I think she puts herself in these communities and then tries to claim their culture, and it's not her culture, in my opinion. And me, I do have African ancestry, but I would still think it's problematic for me to use AAVE. I even question if it's okay for me to use certain New Orleans sayings. Like in New Orleans, they say, how about them saints, or who dat, or things of that nature, which do derive from our local African American community, and therefore is AAVE. But I just feel like certain people basically have said, due to the linguistic usage and the commercialization of these phrases, that it's not necessarily considered problematic to necessarily repeat that, but it does come from a history of cultural appropriation and discrediting of the African community, and that is something to take note of. Somebody else was talking about the black hand across the face being war paint with the mouth. And yes, I understand what y'all are saying, like in terms of identifying what she did. I was stating the reason I had a problem with it due to her not being confirmed to be Native American. She has no confirmation, no proof that she has any tribal connection to a Lakota community in terms of her heritage. She has not shown who her Lakota elders are, who her Lakota ancestors are. She has not shown that. So that's why I have a problem with it, you know. But yes, I do think it is important for you guys to be saying what it is as well for people who don't know and everything.
Around a bunch of black folk. My naming ceremony. What's that? Is that an eagle plume that was made? Holy. But I'm not Native enough, right? I'm not this, I'm not that. She's not in community? She don't do nothing? Oh, okay. I'm not volunteering at the powwow. Not at all. Not volunteering at all.
And mind you, everything she's showing, these are not closed events. Anybody can be there. You don't have to be Native to be at these events. So being present in Native spaces is not evidence that you are Native. What were you saying? My bad.
Exactly. Like, just because you wear a regalia, just because you attend powwows, go to protests, etc., it's like that's still not like a part of the community, if that makes sense. Like, you may be partaking in certain cultural events, but anyone can go to those.
Right. And like if you look at a lot of the tribal communities and like a lot of our resources, for example, there's a Powhatan organization called Kana Consulting, and it's all about empowering indigenous people. But Kana Consulting, a Powhatan organization, they hire white people. They won't just hire any white people. You got to be showing you're doing the work. But just because you're part of Kana Consulting doesn't mean you're Powhatan. There are some white allies up in that bitch, you know. So that's also a thing. Like, there are people who have positions, careers in indigenous communities that are not Native. Being around Native people doesn't make you Native. You have to prove your lineage, and that I haven't seen proof of.
Yep. Mm-hmm. You see the date. Since I came home. Not volunteering at another powwow. Helping put up the TP.
But also, this is part of the enrollment in terms of, you know, you can't have one without the other, right? Like, so if she does turn out to have any indigenous ancestry on her father's side, they might choose not to enroll her if what I have said about her mother's side is correct, right? Because that would be fraud. But if her father had any indigenous ancestry and they did choose to enroll her and she was Lakota, then her history at these events would go forward with that to show that she's connected to the community. So to that point, I can see why she's trying to spin it as if that makes her Native, but it's also very similar to where when she was trying not to get arrested by the police officer and she kept telling the police officer she was going to call her insurance company to prove that she had her license plate and her license up to date. And you know what I mean?
You know. Not helping at all. Me as a 3-year-old. Me in the hood, by the way, my house at the time. But I'm either white or I'm reclaiming my indigeneity, right? I don't stand for the community at all before I went to an event.
So, like, all of this does show that she is white. I really don't like it when people who are white deny it. You know, like, I'm mixed descent. I am Native American. I'm also white. I do have African ancestry as well. So, here's my thing. It's like, I think it would be very disingenuous for me to go around and be like, I am black, I am African American now, and I have no white ancestry, and mock anybody that calls me white. I would think that's extremely problematic because it's in denial of the white privilege I have in society. The way that she was basically throwing a temper tantrum with the police. She only was allowed to do that because she was white. If she was Native American, if she was African American, I guarantee you, if she acted that way with the police, she would have been experiencing violence. The only reason the police treated her like she was a dainty little joke, just throwing a temper tantrum, is because she looks fucking white. She benefits from her whiteness. If she were black, if she were African, that would have gone a different way. If she were Native American, that would have gone a different way.
Back when I used to do lives and host vibe nights with.
I'd also like it noted here. You see where she has locks that are not meant for her hair type? That right there, I believe, is the cause of her receding hairline.
Lil Mike, his girlfriend, Desi, you know. But that was before I moved, though. Ole. Imagine that. Paying homage to Jim Thorpe. Peoples from back home. He's from Standing Rock. We all know Irene Bedard. I think I said her last name wrong, but you know what I mean. But I thought, you know, I guess I'm a liar. I guess I'm a liar, allegedly, right?
So that would depend, right? If your mother is Redacted K period Walks, then why is your last name Thornton? Why didn't she take you in? You know what I mean? Why is Susan C. Thornton listed as your mother? Why is Susan C. Farquer Thornton Robinson listed as your mother? That's what I want to
I love it when I get to prove people wrong. And by the way, these people are on a whole fucking panel with a Pretendian pedo.
I don't understand that claim, but it does really trigger me when people make claims that someone is a pedophile when they're not, because I do have, like, I consider my mom a pedophile, for real. I straight up consider my mom a rapist and a pedophile. So for me, when someone claims that someone's a pedophile without having some sort of proof or evidence of why or explanation of why, and they're just like randomly throwing it out there because they don't like them, that really fucking bothers me. Now, a lot of people who do believe, you know, we have people in our lives that are pedophiles, we can't fucking prove it. So I understand that, right? But on another level, it's like, when you are just throwing that around and you're not then following up with the explanation at least or anything of that nature, and you're just using it as an insult, it really makes me think little of you. Because how dare you use trauma as an insult? Like, that's a big fucking deal. You know what I'm saying? And that just really does not sit well with me. Now, I can understand questioning somebody's lineage based on specific things they have said or done, right? So for example, I mentioned my cousin and I, we had questioned our cousin Florette earlier because of, you know, and this is, her lineage is not confirmed. I don't know if she's officially my cousin, to be honest, but if that lineage is confirmed as it was documented for her, then she could be. So with her, we had addressed the questions we had. For example, you know, so, and the reason we had those questions was because those statements did not align with our history in terms of cornstalk and triathala, or Tralita, whatever her name is. I apologize. I don't mean to disrespect that person, but you know. So there's times where we have specific questions about someone's lineage, but to just be sitting there calling random people Pretendian pedos without showing the evidence as to that thought process, it just looks like you're demeaning them and using trauma to demean people, and I don't like that.
I love this for them. Keep being my fans.
So yeah. Okay. Let's see. What did she do next? This one's on Featherboy and Ladybug. And Wild Cars is tagged too.
Oh. But Feather Cunt is the one calling me a white lady and a Pretendian and I'm this and I'm that, right? Right? But you see who's right next to him. Fake ass, Team US, non-mono. Andrew Moreno. The guy who chases underaged black girls.
So question, she says it's doxing for me to say what her name is when I'm trying to prove her lineage, but she doesn't think she's doxing by saying Mono's name. Got it. Okay.
Girls. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Wasn't Andrew just outed by the Mono tribe as a Pretendian?
If he was, I haven't seen that, and I think it's interesting you're not putting the evidence up. If that's the case, wouldn't you have the evidence? Where's the evidence of that?
Wait. Yeah, here we go.
Y'all want to see a dead body? Yeah. Come on. I told you he was dead. Man, he stinks.
Hi, Robert. This is Miranda. I'm returning your call. I'm sorry, just take a leave. So the person I'm calling in regards to has flashed a fake tribal card. I don't think he's a member. There's been some emails floating around. I don't know if they're real or if they're fake or if they're spread being even return information, emails to people, letting them know he's not a part of the tribe and to call and report him. So that's kind of where I'm at. He's got a. Go ahead. I was just going to ask, have you emailed Fred? Is that what you're saying? No, I have not.
But what was you for saying, feather cunt?
I want to see that email and see that documentation better, right? Because I had never seen any of that before. If Mono is or isn't. But you know what? That's not what this live stream's about, so I'm not going to harp too much on that right now. I have to process that and look into that another time. I had never seen anything about that before. But, I don't know if that's his real name or not. I don't know what this evidence is because I had never looked into that before.
I'm a Pretendian, right? Nobody claims me. I'm scared to show my DNA, yet it's plastered all over my page. But aren't you on panel, currently, with a Pretendian pedo?
I don't like that she keeps using that word, though. Like, really, you need to show the proof for that. Or if not the proof, at least explain the thought process behind using that word, Because sometimes there isn't proof. Or at least point to a victim statement, something.
So you're up there with Powhatan History, also known as Wild Cards, who was talking shit about his own cousin, Deathchild.
So, I have yet to see what shit Powhatan History was talking about me. So, you know what I mean? If she's referring to those messages before he was aware of what was happening, that's different, in my opinion. There's a difference between, literally trying to console a friend and being like, oh, those mean people, blah, 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 versus talking shit. Because nowhere did he say, oh, that child's a terrible fucking person who's a stupid bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't see any of that. All I saw was someone trying to console their friend. And I see her trying to twist it.
Exactly. And if I didn't own up to anything of what I said, I would have not sent this to you all, like, completely.
Right, and that's another thing I don't think she realizes, that you already sent this to us, so there's, like, anything she has to put out, you've kind of already cleared the air of, and so it's just kind of like, okay. I love how she's putting this up, acting like it debunks us, but all it does is prove we're telling the truth.
And then you got Mono up there, who's the Pretendian pedo. Oh, man.
Ladybug is going to drive to pick up her kiddos. Be safe. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Yeah. I hope the kids are good.
Be safe.
Yeah. And here's another thing. I think where she's talking about how she does more than everybody else for Native community. I think, people like Ladybug, people like Chris, the mothers, Kiki, our Indigenous women but particularly our Indigenous mothers and our fathers too. Our Indigenous parents are the ones who do the most for the community because they keep this community going. You know what I'm saying? I believe our Indigenous families, our Indigenous parents, grandparents, I appreciate you all. And yeah, like what is she doing to raise her kids in the community? Oh wait, I don't think she has access to her kids. You know what I'm saying?
Then you got Death Child up there who likes to spin shit to her own needs.
What do I need? I have not spawned nothing. I have done some reactions to your videos, and in the commentary of the video reactions, I am a little more loosey-goosey fluid because I'm just kind of reacting to the video she's making. But other than that, all I've done is literally read the court records and explain my interpretation of the court records if I'm processing that information correctly. I also put those court records on the screen, and I link the court records in the descriptions of the videos so that way people can go through that information, read it for yourself, interpret it for yourself, and come to your own conclusions. I'm not here to twist any narrative or to twist any story. I'm only here to let you know why I think that she is comfortable being a fraud, claiming Native identity when she is not Native. Thank you for your time.
I guess, to not only appease my brother Shiloh Shane Eagle.
So, that person is not her brother, by the way. So I don't know why she keeps saying that he's her brother. He's not her brother. They have no biological connection, no shared parentage, nothing like that. I think it's interesting that she's bringing that story up. I think that is kind of like her having a guilty conscience there, potentially, when it comes to that situation. But I'm not talking about that situation until that situation is over, and then that situation can be reviewed. But that situation is still ongoing. And I think that it is detrimental for her to be speaking on that case. She should not be speaking on active cases. She's the one intruding and impeding on her own case by making that public. That should be kept private until the case is over, because it's not over. Now, where it comes to me discussing the fraud and me discussing where she is and things of that nature, I happen to know her location being in the guy she mentions home. So that is known. However, it's only known because she posts that everywhere. You know what I'm saying? She's the one posting it. And we had seen that on her Facebook previously as well, if I'm not mistaken. So that's all I'm going to say about that, because I don't want to do anything or say anything that is touching on an ongoing case. You know, they can settle all of that themselves. But I think her bringing it up in relation to the fraud is very interesting and potentially telling of her intentions, in my opinion.
Who is a current, on the run, wanted man?
I would not say that is the case, but I'm not going to speak on that because that is an ongoing issue. And I don't believe she should be speaking on it either. I think she's opening the door for people to start commenting on that case, and that's just messy. I think, we should let that resolve, and then after court records get published, commentary can be made.
And I'm not going to turn him in. I know exactly where he's at. I'm going to let him keep being on the run, because the longer he don't turn himself in, it's the better it looks on me.
I don't believe he's on the run from anything, though, if I'm correct about that. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's interesting that she's trying to paint him that way.
Because if you wasn't guilty, why didn't you go to court? For the domestic violence protection order violation. Why didn't you go to court? Why did you make that choice? And was on live the night before court saying that, waiting for book club to start.
So again, she's the one bringing this up.
Worried about the wrong shit.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she was trying to imply that I'm the one talking about these things. I have not talked about this on my live streams, so.
But y'all following the very person who started the Pretendian rumor because he stole from me and he's facing charges.
So what did he steal from you? Now, I will say, as it relates to those charges or to any charges, I have been in situations where people press charges and I know that they were false, I have known men who broke a woman's wrist. The woman would not press charge on the man for domestic violence because she still wanted to be with him. And then later on, when he kept abusing her physically, she fought back, and then he got the police called on her for domestic violence, weaponizing the police on her for defending herself. You know what I'm saying? I've seen cases like that happen before. I don't know what this case is. I'm not speaking on this case. I'm speaking on a different case. I'm just saying that in situations where someone is comfortable with fraud, and in situations where someone is comfortable with the police, because as she says, she had a lot of friends that are police officers, it can be a situation that creates an environment where it may be normalized to weaponize police on someone, whether or not they actually need the police on them. You know what I'm saying? I do believe that police get weaponized in certain situations. Like, for example, with her own parents. Her mother put domestic violence charges on her father, and her father also put a domestic violence charge back on the mother. Typically, in abusive situations, there's only one abuser, and somebody else may be reacting to the abuse, but there's not, by definition, you can't both be abusive, or you're not being abused, or both just treating each other like shit, you know what I mean? And y'all need to get away from each other. But, like, by definition, with abusive situations, it's very common. Like, even her own parents were doing that to each other. I believe one of those parents was weaponizing the police on the other, and one of those parents was actually in danger. It's not my place to say which one. But, I think I think that if that is the case, it would be normalized to her to weaponize police, in my opinion.
All can be found on the North Dakota court's website. Holy. Let's go to the website. Here we go. See that lovely W there?
So I will be covering this situation eventually, but I'm not going to cover that at this time.
Violation of a domestic violence protection order, which was against me. Failure to appear. Still on the run because still has the W next to his name, meaning a warrant. But we all know that group likes to victim blame, so that's nothing new there. They're toxic. They're trash.
But I would like to say that her bringing this up does not negate anything I've said. It has nothing to do with anything else I've said. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really understand why she's bringing up this case to act like what I'm saying is wrong. It has nothing to do with each other. And also, there's no such thing as a perfect victim either, right? So even if what Tajuana is saying is true, even if what she's saying is true in that situation, that doesn't negate the other things that are happening here. You know what I mean? She could be a victim of a situation and still be a shitty person in other situations. There's no perfect victim. So I don't agree with this concept that she's using here to kind of be like, well, I have this court case, which means all of this other thing isn't valid. I don't understand that logic.
They're not worth even really following or talking to, honestly, because they're just going to lie on people, which I've just proven numerous times now. All down my page. Numerous times they've been proven to be liars.
I don't understand where you ever proved that any court record I have shown is a lie, or public record that I've shown is a lie, though. Just putting that out there. I don't have anything to do with her altercations with other people, which she's kind of looped me into because I happen to be friends with those people. I have nothing to do with her altercations with other people.
Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Where's their receipts?
Are you fucking kidding me? They're all over my YouTube channel.
I have mine. So where's theirs?
All over my YouTube channel, and we can prove yours is false.
Very curious. I would like to see them. Still waiting. They make all kinds of lives about me, but still show no receipts.
So did she not watch any of these videos, or?
Yeah. Gotcha.
Okay, so now let's see here. What else? It looks like this one's got Don Chewy and friends tagged. I have nothing to do with this. I think we have covered all of the ones that are about me to my knowledge, but I'm going to keep clicking through a few of these just to see.
Wait.
What? You're looking in the mirror and says, mirror on the wall.
Yeah,
Who's the cutest of them all? And the mirror replies, Chewy.
So I don't know what the fuck's happening here. I don't know the context of this one, but it looks like they're trying to call my cousin out for clowning somebody or something like that. I don't know, and I don't care. Palatine,
I can speak up on that too.
Sure, you don't have to if you don't want to. We can move on, but if you want to say something, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, like, it's... Okay, so this was before I knew who Cinder was, really.
I don't know who Cinder is.
And, yeah, Cinder is Mono.
Oh.
They were just kind of trying to do code names or whatever. I'll own up to what I said. I even told him I apologize for my actions, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yesterday, last night, I told them about it before it dropped. And, yeah, I told them that I'm sorry for all my wrongdoings, because that was before I knew who everyone was. And this was when I was still thinking like them. And I'll own up to it, as there's like nothing to hide, because it's all out there. And I already done said it too.
Yeah, and it's a live stream, so how private is a live stream gonna be, you know?
Exactly.
Like, I always assume anything I say on a live is gonna be public. Like, it's literally live. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, should we watch the rest of this video or go to the next one? Next one?
It's up to you.
Alright, I'm assuming. Yeah, I think I can't even tell what the fuck she's saying, but I'm gonna click through here and see if she says anything. Now, it looks like it's just this one little thing. Alright, fuck that. Okay, cool. And so, let's see here. And then there's this one. I wonder if she took it down.
He was a res dog.
I thought he was.
So you think that'll make him more native?
Okay, it's just showing you clowning and mono here. Okay, we're gonna just exit out some of these. I need to remember to link this later. I'm gonna exit out some of that. I can exit out of this for now. Fuck it. But exit out, exit out. Yeah, we don't need that either. Alrighty. Yeah, just in case that's needed again. Oh shit. I think I'm here. Okay. Okay, so this post, it said, like the caption for this URL says that whole group trying to get followers off my name, and then I guess it was gonna say and then what or something like that. Oh yeah, right here. This whole group's trying to get followers off my name, and then when people see the receipts, they really look dumb, but I'm having a blast eating. So here she's continuing to misappropriate AAVE. I find that to be extremely racist and anti-black in my opinion. But yeah, I also don't understand how she thinks any of these posts negate what she said. Matter of fact, her posts literally she's debunking her own ancestry, because we can prove now, without doubt, her mother is not Native, even though she's claiming her mother is Native. So in my opinion, she did the opposite. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me, but yeah. And also, where it says get followers off her name, I do not want any followers related to her name. You know why? Because if anyone's following me in relation to Tajuana, that means you're like Tajuana. I do not want to be associated with anybody like Tajuana. I do not want my algorithm pushed into people like her. I find her anti-black, anti-indigenous. I want nothing to do with her. I want nothing to do with people like her. And I'm not the type of person, I do not want to build a following off of a community where we're like, oh, now we hate people. No, because that's not a community of support. I'm here to discuss what I perceive as social issues and why I find it problematic to lie about your indigenous ancestry. But before we get to that part of the conversation later on, I have to prove where I believe she's lying about her indigenous ancestry, which is what we've done here in this video. So yeah, but I just want to reiterate, I would never, and I feel like everybody feels the same. And also, she really doesn't have a big following. Yeah, on TikTok, she's got 2,000 followers, which is, you know, more than I have on TikTok, which is like 900 or 800. I think it's like 800 actually, maybe 7. But combined, when you looked at all of my other profiles, my Instagram, my Facebooks, I have 2 Facebooks, my everything else like that, things of that nature, I already have an audience. I have my website. I am focused on, you know, reaching people for my marketing and things of that nature. So when it comes to me, I don't give a fuck about getting followers, okay? There's people who have millions of followers, they're fucking broke as shit, and they're homeless. I swear to God, I know homeless people with millions of followers. Having followers does not mean shit. I care about money in my fucking bank account right now because I'm in fucking capitalism. I'm in the pyramid scheme of capitalism, and I'm struggling. I'm not worried about getting followers. I'm worried about getting money in my bank account, bitch. So they're saying, she's sitting here saying, what is this? And she keeps screenshotting our lives and things of that nature. This is the live where earlier Dog in the Pit had come in there and told me that Harley was trying to dox Dog in the Pit for being associated with me.
Cowboy hat on and goes, giddy up!
Cinder wears a corset to hide.
So here they're just trying to call out Paladin History for like talking shit on Mono or whatever, but no one gives a fuck. Matter of fact, we'll say it to his face. Anyway.
Exactly.
Is this the same one? I don't know. I think this is the same one. Oh no, it's a different one.
Get your ass up and hurry up.
Alright, so yeah, do these still continue to have anything else? Let's see, I'm gonna pull all of these up and then quickly click through them, and then I think we can wrap up this bitch. Okay. The sky. Ugh. Alright, so it looks like there's no more. It doesn't look like any of these are about the situation. So it looks like we have now officially covered everything there was to say about all of that. So that's good for us. Okie dokie. So we've now reacted to all of the videos. So I think I'm just going to try and recap what was said here about everything, because we have covered a lot today. Let's see. We're just going to transition here into a mode of kind of concluding the live stream, concluding today's thoughts, and working on transitioning out of here is what we're going to kind of do here now. So basically, before we wrap up, Paladin History, or do we still have Native Prairie in the chat?
Wait, come again?
I forget who is in the panel with us. Is that Native Prairie right there?
It's Chris.
We got Chris in here?
Oh,
Grizz. I'm like, I don't even know who the fuck's in here, y'all, to be honest. So, Grizz, if you want to say anything, you're more than welcome. They're probably busy. Paladin History, do you want to say anything before I wrap up the live stream?
I would just like to say thanks for having us, and yeah.
Thank you for being
Kina
here.
na vanamun.
That means thank you for watching. For those who don't know, Kanana shit, I said that wrong. How do you say that again?
Kina na vanamun.
Vanamun. There we go. Kana na Vanamun. Okay. Yeah, Vanamun. That's right. I knew Kana already. Banana moon is a new word for me. So yes, not I know. I mean, I knew it meant thanks for watching because I'd already read it, but I hadn't said that word before. You know. But it's interesting how my brain processes the learning. So yeah, I'm gonna just recap this bitch. So today we started off with a recap of previous coverage. In the middle of my recap of previous coverage, I fucked up my back end OBS, and so a lot of my live stream was a bit wonky today. I apologize, y'all. I had fucked up like the settings on the back end, and yeah, so that's my bad, and I didn't understand how to use the studio mode of OBS. I had accidentally turned that on. I didn't understand how to use it, and so the first portion of my live stream was really fucking weird, full of technical difficulties for me. So sorry about that, and thank you for your patience sticking with me on that. So we had a very rough go through of the previous coverage because of that. I had a hard time focusing. So we went over the previous material. I showed you guys the court records for the felony counts on her, where she was charged and found guilty of theft of over $5,000, and she was charged with fraud. And then we also showed where she had claimed that her mother was named Redacted K Walks, and she claimed her mother was Native American. I can prove that her mother's side is European, and we went through her mother's side genealogical records to prove that her mother's side is European, which means that she must be at least 50% European. She had shown a redacted screenshot edited DNA ancestry test claiming that she was like 75% indigenous and African, and that she was like 25% or something like that. I don't remember the statistics, something like that. Let's pull that up though while I'm at it. Fuck it. She was claiming that, she was Native American. So right here is where she was claiming that her mother was blank K Walks. But if she is Tajuana C. Thornton, then we can prove without a doubt that her mother was Susanne C. Thornton Farquer Robinson, right? And so here she's claiming that her mother is Native American, and I believe I can prove that's not the case. And then also, when you look at that ancestry, she's claiming about 25% European, 70% Indigenous American, and about 3 or 4% African descent is what she is claiming here. And we can see, from the genealogical research that we did, if her mother is Susanne C. Thornton, then it would not be possible for this ancestry to be the result it is, because we know for a fact that Susanne C. Farquer Thornton Robinson is definitely of European descent. You know what I'm saying? We went through the ancestry records, we went through the family search records, we went through the find a grave site records in order to determine where her ancestry was from. We did all of that. So yeah. So that is why I don't believe that she is indigenous. From my knowledge to my understanding, you know what I'm saying? And so after we debunked her lineage claims, that's when I opened up the panel. And since then, we have done a reaction to her recent videos where she believes that she proves that I lied about everything I said, but she actually admitted to being charged with everything I said she was charged for. She just claims she took the fall for her boyfriend, which I think is a fucking joke. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and then where she's claiming that, you know, she can prove she's Native American from this ancestry DNA thing or whatever, and from this document that's from a fucking piece of paper that has no form of verification or anything of that nature. You know what I'm saying? She's making these claims as if she is Native American, but I can prove without a doubt that her mother's side is not. So, you know, that's just my opinion. And the only way that I would be wrong is if she was adopted. But if she was adopted, I do not understand why the I cannot speak. Why the Indian Child Welfare Act, I almost said Indian chair. What the fuck? Indian Child Welfare Act didn't apply. Why didn't it apply if she was actually Lakota? You know what I'm saying? I do not understand that for the life of me. So yeah. So we did a reaction to her videos and we are here now. It's been a long one. I appreciate all you guys for joining me today. I think, you know, I'm about to end this bitch. Unless anyone in my panel has anything that they want to add on to this situation. Nope. All right.
Nada.
Sweet. Well, then I'm going to roll my outro and I'm going to end this live. And panel, will I see you guys in the TikTok streets?
Yep.
All right. After this live ends, I will go find you guys wherever the fuck you're at.
Bet.
Awesome. Feel free to leave the group chat if you'd like. I'm going to take the group chat off of here. I'm about to roll my outro and this YouTube live is officially ending. Bye guys. Thanks for being here.
Bye. Nah.
Thanks for watching. Join the loyalty program at noladeathchild.com/loyalty and check in during live streams to get points for rewards.